I'm a motherfucking mess at least. I say it's loaded up speech and I rest in peace. And with my all, but they'll never get the best of me. I keep the rest locked up, then I just a key. See, I can go a little harder, bring the rubber, make it harder. Gotta bring it on the shirts like fuck. Call hard back, 40 minutes from the back, jump straight up on the cage in the trunk. I don't know the city boy, I came up from the gritty tennis pants. And we left his body somewhere where it's chilly. I don't hail from a place where you go to be great. I'm the creep from the motherfucking first tab late. I never thought I'd live to see all these fucking dreams are unpaid to the whole fucking city.
Hello, everyone. You know, Halloween is a very strange holiday. Personally, I don't understand it. I don't know, kids worshiping ghosts, pretending to be devils. Things on TV that are completely inappropriate for younger viewers. Things like the following half hour. Nothing seems to bother my kids, but tonight's show, which I totally wash my hands of, is really scary. So if you have sensitive children, maybe you should tuck them into bed early tonight instead of writing us angry letters tomorrow. Thanks for your attention.
Sorry, we'll try that again. Welcome everyone back to the EdgeStream. Now we're unmuted. It's
Awesome.
Great to be here with you all tonight. We have an extra spooky EdgeStream for you tonight. The Halloween special. My God. I am much less late and gay tonight than I have ever been in my life.
That's because of me.
Yes, she really did put the whip on me, you know. Back in Barbie world, she was in control of everything, you see. Barbie world, this feminist, gynocentric utopia that I used to live in. We really never had to think or care about anything except for simping for all the Barbies there. It was her world, and we were living in it. But I think I might have been more happy there, and I think you might have been more happy there too, right? Living in a fake fantasy feminist world in Barbie world.
Isn't that why I left, though?
I don't know. I think
Because I didn't want that?
You didn't want that, but hell, who doesn't want to live in pure bliss forever and ever and ever and just not have to deal with the intricacies, all the hardships of the world, all the pain and suffering?
But now I have to think for myself.
Right, and that's not what women should be doing.
No, not thinking
I don't
at
think.
all.
Yes, exactly. And this is the world we're living in, though. And what does it mean to be human? It does mean that we kind of got to make decisions on our own. So
we do kind of cool workouts in the woods, though, now.
Yeah, that is.
We, joined an active club, and now we work out.
Well, we're
for
getting
hikes.
active, and we're in clubs with people.
Yes.
So.
And they're white.
And, whoa! Just like my hair here, as
Whoa,
you can see.
yeah, me
in
too.
your
We
hair.
fit right in.
All right. Well, it's gonna be a great show. Me and Barbie, we've got fucking. I've got man brain. She's got woman brain.
Constantly.
Constantly,
It's a
yeah.
headache. I actually do have a headache.
I have a headache too from this wig that I'm wearing right now. So throughout this stream, I'll go by either Based Ken, and she'll go by Based Barbie or Ken or whatever.
So are you saying we have more than one, we can identify with whatever we want, like however we want?
Yeah, this is the new modern world that we're living in.
That sounds kind of crazy.
Yeah, it is kind of confusing because people will be like, are they edgy or are they Based Ken right now? Like, people don't know
whatever I want. Actually.
Exactly. Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. Well, let's see, first of all, to make sure that people can hear what we're saying. What are people saying in the chat? We're live right now on YouTube, Rumble, and Entropy. We ditched Odyssey tonight just because we want to make things work. We're doing things a bit different. We have 2 mics going here.
Yeah, this is the first time you've had, like, well, other than Pebbles, the first time you've had, like, someone, well, in the new place.
Jake Spinney saying, Edgy doesn't need to shave his chest. Come on. I don't know who was saying that I shaved my chest in the first place, but no. I'm an epic hairless manlet, and you can't fuck with that. And I don't know where I'm going to go from there with that. But I still owned you somehow, okay? So fuck you. We have our first super chat on Entropy from Donkey Dongalong. Appreciate that, brother. He says, Happy Halloween. Glad the theme. He's glad that we're doing this theme, I guess. Honk honk. Well, honk honk to you too, brother.
HH.
Yeah, we're just trying to navigate this
also
new.
Happy Halloween, by the way. HH.
No way.
Yeah.
I know. I fucking. You just red pilled me on the HH question. That's amazing.
Yeah,
right.
I learned that in the active club.
Well, I'm glad to see everybody there on Entropy. We have Jake Spinney, we have Jerubal, Brightwheel, Short and Long. Good to see you all there. I'm getting chirped a little bit for not playing Greg Arcade. Hey, Greg Arcade is great.
Yes, we love our
a huge appreciator and player of Greg Arcade on my streams. I just went for a bit of spookier songs lately. If anybody could send me a spooky Greg Arcade song, I'd love to listen to it. That would greatly expand my horizons, I believe. But I just want to make sure that our audio is coming in good. How is the audio coming in? Can you hear this? Holy shit! Oh no, it's getting out of control. Okay, no. This Halloween stream is getting out of... Okay.
You're saying 5 out of 5.
Okay, I don't even know where that... Okay, there...
Off the rails a little bit.
Yeah, it was off the rails. So, it's good? It's good. 5 times 5? Or 5 out of 5? Burp times 2? I'm triggered.
You've now triggered Dan. So.
Edgy D, clean and shaven. I'm always clean and shaven. You know?
Someone said they appreciate the pumpkin, though.
Oh, nice. Well, you did a great job.
Yes. That was my first pumpkin that I carved in this world. We don't carve pumpkins. Everything's made of plastic.
Right, yes, Barbie world, yes.
Yeah, I saw this meme. I don't know,
beautiful.
something about appreciating. I don't know.
It's beautiful.
I appreciate things.
So I think the meme is that a little girl somewhere in the United States appreciated her teacher too hard and made a bit of a drawing that became international news and became an epic meme about appreciating, and there was a bit of a mustache there that was involved.
She didn't appreciate.
She did not appreciate her teacher. Yes, and apparently this kid is being charged. A little girl is being charged for saying, I do not
she was like
appreciate
7 years old or something.
And drawing a picture like that.
But what if there was no mustache on it?
I don't know.
Would it have changed the whole thing? Just people are triggered by this little mustache?
Are people triggered by Charlie Chaplin? I don't know. What if I dressed up as Charlie Chaplin for Halloween? And I dressed up as his character in The Great Dictator, in which he plays Hitler.
And just slam that.
Yeah, is anyone gonna give any nuance? They're not even gonna give nuance to a little 10-year-old girl, or 12, 7, I don't know how old she was. But it's a little fucking girl, and you're gonna charge her with a crime because the teacher was so holocausted? Come on, guys. This is not the world that we want to be living in. Ever since I got out of Barbie world, I've just realized how good I had it there. Just simping for this beautiful woman over there. But now I have to deal with all this fucking bullshit.
You are Knuff.
I am Knuff?
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't feel like I'm enough. But then I realize that I'm Knuff. Yes, let's go. With the help of my dag brothers, I know that I can make it through anything. Hell yeah. It's great to see you all here. Larry the Loon, appreciate it, brother. Grant, good to see you here. And shoutouts to Jeremy for his recent victories in his court cases.
Yes, awesome.
That's so awesome, man. And we all knew it was coming your way. It's just so good to see you getting vindicated after these years of like harassment and torture that they've put you through. But hell, we know that you would get through it. And it takes a village, right?
Hmm.
And I'm glad that everybody
needs to be closer
came.
to my face.
Yeah. Put that closer to your face.
Kabooble's orders.
All right.
I will beat you in the comments, by the way, after this show.
Okay.
We always race to see who's first in the comments.
To beat me to reading the comments?
No, we after the stream's done, we always race to the comments section.
Oh, to see who's first. That's
Yeah.
gay shit. Why don't you read the
it's fun.
comments and then let me know what people are saying?
He's super quick though. Like I don't know how he does that every time.
He
but
uses a bot.
there's no way.
Kabooble, yeah.
I was sitting there refreshing.
He's fucked. Yeah, you're fucked.
I think he's Keanu Reeves, by the way. Just putting
Well,
that out
either
there.
way, on Entropy, we have another super chat from Donkey Donglong saying play Ghostbusters. Damn, I haven't seen Ghostbusters in a long time. I've watched way too many horror movies.
But what version of Ghostbusters though? Because now there's like the new woke version.
No,
where it's
I
all
definitely
girls.
never seen that. Are you kidding me? I would only see that to laugh at it and like to humiliate the fat black chick that's in it.
I didn't even know there was a fat black
Leslie
chicken.
Jones, isn't she in it?
I have no idea.
Well, anyways, yeah, the original Ghostbusters. I've seen it before. It's been a long time. I'd be down to see it again. It's just I can't watch any more horror movies. Me and you committed to watching horror movies all throughout this October, and it's fun watching them with you. But these horror movies, they suck ass for the most part, and I'd rather watch good movies. But I like to see how good a horror movie could be because, you know, I'm not going to get spooked. I don't care. It's Halloween, but I don't get spooked easily. So
One movie we did watch though was actually scary.
Which one?
The Hereditary.
Hereditary was
that was and then what was the other one? I Spit on Your Grave.
Well, that one you got mad at me because I was laughing at at all the guys were humiliating and being mean to women. And
were they just being mean, or were they torturing her? And
torturing and raping her? And
Yeah,
you're like,
well,
that's not funny, and
no.
I was laughing the whole time.
Yeah.
Okay, so some
But
movies.
that's on Netflix.
That is a
It's
movie
crazy.
that's on Netflix. I Spit on Your Grave.
I don't recommend watching.
From like the late 2010s. It's literally a movie about a girl getting raped by a bunch of hillbillies.
But then she gets her revenge.
Yeah, and
you were
murders
like,
all
I
of
don't
them.
like this movie because it's feminist.
No, I didn't say that.
You're like, it has feminist undertones to it.
It did have feminist undertones, but I like that she got her just desserts on the guy. You're putting words in my mouth. Okay. See, now that we're in the real world, we get into these arguments all the time. I have opinions of my own. She has opinions of my own. Back in
I'm
Barbie
not used
world,
to it. I'm sorry.
yeah. There's a lot more that we get. This is the least of our worries, though.
Okay.
We'll still make it in the end.
Because you're Knuff.
And you're
I'm submitted to the patriarchy.
Yes.
Yes.
There we go. All right. Donkey Donglong saying if the pumpkin had blue eyes, there might be issues. Okay, yeah, because then it would be a true Aryan appreciating pumpkin. Yeah, I see what you're saying, brother. Appreciate it. Bad Grandpa saying, I thought we were doing beer hall putsch. I'm gonna have to change. No, we're not gonna be recreating things from the 1930s here. Oh wait, are we?
I don't even know.
I don't even know what that means. I just got out of Barbie world.
Yeah, I
Maybe
don't
we
know what
will
that
be.
means.
We have a lot to learn about what's going on in this real world.
Yeah, if
so-
anyone can, like, I heard like all these wars in the past, and like, if anyone can direct us, like,
Or
to
who
a movie
started
we
them?
could watch,
Yeah.
like specifically on World War II. If someone could like point us in the right direction, of
Right.
who
Maybe
the
hand
victor
out some
was.
candy with some USBs of a particular movie that you could find on archive.org called Europa: The Last Battle, and then give that out to children. Don't do that. That would be a I don't know if that would be advisable.
Yeah.
At least that's what my
If you do it, just don't tell
that's what
anyone.
my handlers at Mattel told me to say. Okay, yeah. If you ever seen the Barbie movie, Will Ferrell is the CEO of Mattel, and it makes the movie because Will Ferrell is hilarious in anything. Will Ferrell is pure Aryan comedic genius.
He is pretty
He's
funny
like
in that.
the pure Aryan clown comedian. Trust me. I know my shit. Well, we're also live on YouTube, Rumble, and Entropy, and we're welcoming any guests that want to come on tonight. Any guests that have been recurring guests, I've sent out a few invites. A few of our friends have shared it, so hopefully they come on tonight. I don't know. It's up to them. But
Anything
either
can
way,
happen. It's Halloween.
yeah, anything can happen. It could be extremely spooky. There could be tricks, or there could be treats. Who knows? Anyways, you're all welcome to come on. If you want to come on and you've been on this show before, feel free to message me on Telegram, and then I'll give you a Zoom link, and then you could join. So that's how we're gonna do it tonight. All right, so we're live on YouTube, Entropy, and Rumble. And on Rumble, we have a few people. Scrutinizer, throwing out some Halloween slashes, tarps off. Good to see you, brother. People calling me late and gay. I wasn't that late. I played 20 minutes of Halloween songs. It was relevant, and then I came on.
Were they Halloween songs though?
They were spooky, scary, or like heavy dark metal. And What's New Scooby-Doo? I'm addicted to What's New Scooby-Doo by Simple Plan. Especially because I just go, what's new, Dewey-Doo? And then I just sing it to her constantly, and she hates it.
The Aryan version too. You
And
also say.
Stewie snacks will be waiting there for
Okay,
you.
that doesn't give you permission to
just
sing
start
the
singing.
song.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
We'll get into it later. Maybe, probably not. Hopefully not. Revlon B is in the chat. Plastic life is easy. Fake it till you make it. Fake more or fall into reality. Yeah, I feel you, brother. It's been quite the culture shock trying to get involved in reality here, especially since all this new diverse reality has become apparent in the last decade or so. And it seems like it's not going anywhere. The more I get red pilled, the more Ken gets fucking black pilled. I gotta go through all
Ken needs the white pill.
Yeah, I need the white pill. Come on. Alright, well, we're gonna get into some awesome topics tonight. Edgy moment. People saying edgy moment?
Oh, that's man brain. I think.
Man brain. Yeah, she started this thing lately. Like, man brain moment.
Well, you forgot your coffee in the microwave. I mean,
Yeah,
like 3 times.
I forgot I kept reheating my coffee, my
There's
Tim
that
Hortons
man
coffee.
brain again.
My Tim Hortons coffee in the microwave, and then like she would be like, "Didn't you have a coffee?" And I'd be, "Oh shit, man brain moment." And then, you know how close I am to committing a domestic. You know, Ken in Barbie World didn't have to worry about getting so furious that
now I have
he's gonna move his arm to make a slap motion
Yeah.
with his toy. But now that I'm in the real world, I'm trying so hard not to commit a domestic.
because you have so much more range, right?
Yeah, I have so much more range. I'm so much more fluid, and I could just slap her every which way till Sunday if I really wanted to. But you know, I gotta take my man powers and I gotta use them for good.
That's what they stole from us. Remember always what they took from us.
Yes,
Men
yes.
slapping women when they were out of control.
Yes, Sean Connery. You're telling me I can't slap a woman? No, Sean Connery.
Colbert's mom says the bobby pins in your wig are making her laugh. And
There's no What are you talking about? This is my real hair. What a fucking bitch. She doesn't no idea what she's talking.
do you need to speak to the manager?
Yes, this is my Karen hair. All right, well, that's where we're at
Okay,
for
let's
tonight.
get into it.
We'll be talking about a bunch of different topics tonight, telling you all the spooky stories about the horrors of modernity that we have encountered since leaving our utopia of Barbie world.
Yeah, I'm not really happy about it.
No, yeah, it's kind of
It's
spooky.
radicalizing me, I think.
Yeah, and I think we might get increasingly more radicalized during the stream. In fact, I've taken to drinking ever since this happened.
And then I just use this thing and smoke comes out, it's pretty.
Yeah. In Barbie world, I didn't even have like a mouth hole, never mind a pee hole or a butthole.
Okay, TMI.
But now I'm just slamming these things down my gullet in order to cope with the horrors that I'm seeing and that you're about to see. All right. Well, anyways, we did watch a lot of horror movies this month, and
Yeah.
I'm so glad to stop watching them.
Yeah.
Because they kind of suck. I'm not scared of too much. You can't, like, we are people of strong minds. And if we want to get through what's coming through the horizon, we got to be strong. And we can't be little bitches that are getting super scared over little
One thing
horror
did
movies.
scare us though, and
What?
that was the guy in blackface that hides behind the dumpster. That
Okay,
we
yes.
deemed as Poopy Man.
Yes, there's a movie called Mulholland Drive. In your free time, go look up Mulholland Drive diner scene. It's one of the best movies that I've ever seen, one of the trippiest movies, and it also has one of the scariest scenes. And this guy just keeps on popping up in all our dreams. It's one of the scariest things I've ever seen. So if I got anything out of our spooky Halloween movie month of October, it's just go look up Mulholland Drive diner scene, and that is the scariest monster you'll ever see in your life.
I don't know. I don't know if I trust that. You gave Texas Chainsaw Massacre a set. What was it? An 8?
An 8 out of 10.
No.
Well, you don't know anything about the classics, about classic movies.
No.
Okay.
The chat actually sided with me on this.
Yeah, and I try to throw you into the dumpster for that. But anyways, let's not argue about these things too much. Let's get into some of this content here. I did rate this stream R for retarded. And I said viewer suicide is advised. And it's rated R for strong, pervasive, sadistic, bloody horror and terror, and a wide range of perversions and explicit detail, based language, and edginess throughout. Now, when I was really young, one of the first things that woke me up to like the harsher realities of this world is in grade 5, my dad rented 2 movies for me and my best friend. He rented some pendulum swing movie that we didn't watch from the 60s, and then he rented
The Dentist.
Pet Sematary 2. So we watched Pet Sematary 2, and I had never seen a movie even with swearing in it. I had only mostly seen dog movies and like Disney movies. So mostly just dog movies though, like Homeward Bound, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, Beethoven. And then I saw this movie, and there's like, it's one of the goriest, stupidest movies you could possibly imagine. Like, people are getting revived from the dead, and like some guy beheads a teenager with a motorcycle that gets caught at like the motorcycle wheel. He revs it over the guy's head, and then his scarf gets caught in and pops his head off. And I had never seen anything like that in my life, and I started just cooming everywhere. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. It blew my mind. So then I became obsessed with horror movies. So I became obsessed with like what movies are rated R for. So it'd be like, they'd always say hilarious things like strong, pervasive, sadistic, like, well, is it just strong violence? Or is it pervasive, strong horror violence? Is it bloody terror and grisly images? So there's so many funny things that you could rate a movie. And then I got obsessed with what is the most bloody guts movie that I could watch possibly. And then I would like trick my parents into letting me tape movies overnight on my TV and shit. Because that's what we were like back in the day, before we had like total and complete internet. But then eventually I started to watch good movies, and then I realized, oh, there's none of this shit matters. Like, there's so much more to be liked about movies than just like people ripping each other apart. I started watching movies like The Godfather, Shawshank Redemption, Goodfellas, all these good things,
Classics.
like Casablanca, right? However, they do have some really funny descriptions for movies, as I just described there. The MPA ratings go wild sometimes. So I just want to give you a couple examples And maybe we'll use these time and time again tonight while we're describing things. Because, you know, people have trigger warnings nowadays, right? Trigger warnings. Okay, yeah, people could see this. People have trigger warnings like, oh, trigger warning. There's going to be talks about rape here. So you and your SJW friends might not be able to handle this, right? So Team America World Police is rated R for graphic, crude, and sexual humor, violent images, and strong language. All involving puppets. Holy
Oh,
vey.
no. I don't know.
Oh, no. Say it ain't the puppets that are involved. Oh, no. Okay, yeah. So,
It's the puppets part that triggers me.
yeah. It was a bit anticlimactic. Twister is rated PG-13 for intense depictions of very bad weather.
Whoa, that would make someone stay home who's like afraid of climate change. They'd like
Right.
that would be a horror movie for them.
This would probably be rated R now because like the fear of climate change is such an intense fear because it's so real now, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely more than a PG-13 now. I love how they say very bad weather.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like rated G, rated G for very good behavior.
What did they rate like Sharknado then? Because that's like bad weather and
Very
sharks that kill
rated
people.
R for very stupid movie. That's probably what.
My
Dead Alive, rated R for an abundance of outrageous gore. Now, that is one of the original movies that Peter Jackson did. Like, one of his best movies, where it's just like a complete gore fest, low budget, one of like the best horror comedies, I would think. But then he went on to make all the Lord of the Rings series and become one of the biggest, like, fat retard not retard, but like sweaty fat directors that no one really knows or has ever taught, right? Kind of like George R.R. Martin with Game of Thrones. Yeah. But I love these descriptions. I'm like, so how fucked is this movie? Does it have pervasive, strong, bloody violence? Does it have graphic, bloody terror images? You know, you want to know. You want to know.
Wait, what
does
does the one underneath it say? For the Indian cupboard, I just see violence and dancing. Or is there like, oh, sexy dancing?
Sexy
Okay.
dancing. Oh no. Yeah. Make sure the parents know about that. It's always funny when they give an official description to something, right? What else is there? Bushwhacked, rated PG for language and a mild birds and bees discussion. Sometimes I think the guy was just high when he wrote this.
Are these real?
Yeah, I think they're trying to create articles like this by, putting things out there like that. 3 Ninja Knuckles Up was rated PG-13 for non-stop ninja action.
Whoa, that's crazy.
That actually, why is that so edgy? Like ninja action?
Wouldn't
Is
you
it that
expect
brutal?
that from a movie titled 3 Ninjas? Knuckles Up? I mean,
Usually when I hear ninjas,
it's in the title.
ninja, it's code for something else. Skateboard Kid 2, rated PG for brief, mild language and an adolescent punch in the nose. So if I were to read that, I would be eagerly awaiting that punch in the nose. You know, that's a lot of hype right there for that movie. Yeah. One of the funniest ones though, Alice in Wonderland.
This one's my favorite.
Fantasy action violence involving scary images and for a smoking caterpillar.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Because parents need know about that smoking caterpillar. If that's the thing that's going to make them change their minds, then so be it. So yeah, that's what's going on in movie world.
Are those real? I don't even know.
Hold on, let me take a sip here. What are people saying in the chat? Cabin Fever is a good move? Sorry, Cabin Fever is a good movie with Uncle Ted? Pet Sematary, the original movie, was very freaky.
You don't want to go down that road.
Yeah. Classic moment in that movie.
See, Karen sided with me 100%. You skipped over that comment. I'm pretty sure she was talking about Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Shaun of the Dead is a great movie, but it's more of a horror comedy and like a parody on the whole genre. Just gonna see what people are saying on Entropy. Oh, we have Terrible Lie saying, tips for the laughs. Stay white, brother. And he threw up some dag slashes. Appreciate that, man. Dan the Raging Canadian says, if you keep slamming those beers, you'll grow tits. It's also Titty Taco Tuesday. Cheers, guys. You know what? I think this is a matter of me having to like outpace with doing bench presses the amount of beers that I drink to grow man tits and get all that phytoestrogens in my titties. I don't know.
Does it have fluoride in it too?
Probably. I can only imagine that most of Canadians are, feminizing the population. But thanks for the tip, man. I appreciate that. So let's talk a bit about Halloween first, and then we'll keep going. We'll get into some more news stuff, and we'll be looking out for if any guests want to join us tonight. I threw out a few links to some people that might join tonight. But it looks like less Canadians are going out and participating in Halloween than usual, right?
Yeah. My take on this is that there's lots of diversity in Canada, and therefore they don't celebrate Halloween. That's why they're not celebrating it. Is that why? Or is it because of COVID last year, so they're like super freaked out?
Well, there's a lot of things going on that will impede like normal things that would be happening in the last 2, 3, 4 decades and whatnot. But I would definitely say it's gone down to like less than 50% of people are saying that they're going to participate in Halloween, especially giving out candy to children. When I was growing up in a suburban neighborhood, there was maybe 2 houses on the block out of like, I don't know, like 40, 50, 60 houses that we would go to, and they would all have their lights out. And then we would know, just don't go to them, because that meant that they didn't want to participate in it. So if you had their lights out, they didn't want to participate, but there was only like 2 or 3 houses. Almost every household was involved in this, and they were happy to give candy to kids. And a lot of them would dress up their houses or make it a really fun time for kids to receive candy and make it a good time for them and their parents and their family, right?
Also, too, like maybe people can't afford it anymore. Like,
that's true.
Buying a box of candy, like how much is that to give away for free? Maybe people just don't see, they can't afford it. I don't know.
No, yeah, for sure. Like, first, they can't afford to give out the candy, possibly, and they can't afford to, like, take the time off of, like, whatever they're doing in their personal lives in order to keep the lights on, in order to take their children out, to dress them up, to make sure that they're having a good time that night. Now, it shouldn't be that hard. Like, you could put a fucking mask on their heads and send them out. You should be able to do that, but things are getting more and more difficult. And also, people aren't living in suburban neighborhoods like they used to. Like, what are you going to do if you live in, like, an apartment complex? I've never been involved with, like, trick-or-treating as a kid or as an adult in an apartment complex to see what people actually do. Do they go door to door and knock on each door?
No, I don't know. I don't think they do.
Like, what happens when people are confined to not suburban neighborhoods, but to things more like 15-minute cities and all this stuff that is going to come down the pipeline? Or is it going to be like the job of the government to make sure that people are trick-or-treating safely and going to the right floors in the apartment building, like that they're not leaving, going out onto the street where all the fentanyl addicts are?
Oh boy.
Yeah, things are going to get a lot more crazy.
I remember last year, or I think it was the year before, when COVID was all going on and the government was telling people to hand out candy using tongs to like not touch the candy that they're giving kids because COVID. That was pretty wild.
Yeah, you don't want to get all those germs going across. Like, how long is this COVID going to last on the candy, right?
Well, people were like washing their groceries and stuff. I don't know.
Crazy stuff.
Pretty crazy.
Well, it seems like who knows what these surveys are actually saying about what's going on. I can tell from my own experience that things aren't the same as they used to be. And when I have kids, they're going to be trick-or-treating, possibly in a different way. Like, we might have to go to a different neighborhood or find a specific place where they could have a great time on Halloween. Things just aren't the same as they used to be.
Well, we used to do that too. Like when I was little, we'd go to the houses, like the rich neighborhoods that would give out like the full-size chocolate bars and like pop. Like the good, like we knew like where the good houses were.
You knew where the good shit was.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Donkey Donglong is saying, if you don't participate in Halloween, you'll be on the toilet paper hit list. You'll be on the toilet. Oh, you'll be on the toilet paper hit list. Okay, yeah, I get what you're saying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Devil's Night. Yeah, maybe there's an after Devil's Night for November 1st if you were chintzy on your candy. Yeah.
Ooh.
That might especially happen now that there's a lot of new people coming in and they're expecting good candy on Halloween. If you don't give it up, then maybe they'll do something like that.
Did you ever get raisins? The people that handed out raisins were the worst.
That's savage. That's savage. If anyone's handing out
or like
raisins.
a toothbrush, like
Right.
the people who thought they were super funny giving out toothbrushes.
That's mean. That's just absolutely savage. I was looking up a bunch of Halloween headlines earlier today.
Oh, this is
probably the funniest one. So apparently there's a colony of bats living in these lesbians' roofs. This lesbian couple's roof. So they just bought a house 2 years ago, and now they have bats flapping around in their house. Like
that's not even the craziest part of this story. It's
Yep.
not even the craziest part.
No.
Like that. Okay, you have bats in your house. You can't get rid of them. First of all, I would probably move. I'd be like, I'm out of here. There's bats.
These look like the female Ghostbusters. I don't know how they just don't suck them out of the roof with like some kind of crazy Ghostbusters gun, right? That's what I would do. Like, I'll get in one or two lesbian jokes, but I feel bad for them because they have a crazy amount of bats in their very tall roof, and they can't get them out. And apparently, they have to pay upwards of $100,000 to remove their roof if they ever want to get the bats out. And why is that? Is because the wildlife marshal says that you can't kill these endangered bats. What? They're literally attacking you.
They own the house now. These bats.
Yeah, sorry, these bats own the house. You thought that you could pay a couple, like, $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 to buy a home plus the mortgage? Nope, that doesn't matter. Your home is still owned by the bats.
I would move. And like I said, like that's not even the craziest part of the story. These people preemptively get rabies vaccines in case they're bitten by a bat. Like they've never once been bitten, but they've had how many? 47?
They've had
47 needles.
Yes. Okay, hold on. They've had 47 needles since it started. Over the course of 2 weeks, this family of 5 has had 47 needles. That's 9 times 5 equals 45.
That's friggin' wild.
And the family has to go to regularly for boosters for their rabies vaccines until it's dealt with. And one of the moms is in remission from cancer. So why
don't you move?
She's gonna get like disproportionately affected by all the droppings from the fucking disgusting bats. That's so horrible. And yet they can't even do anything about it. I don't even care that they're lesbians anymore.
No.
Save the lesbians.
Yes.
I don't care if it was Satan that brought these bats in there to teach them a lesson. I wish the best on them. I wish God would come and show them some mercy.
Move. Just move.
They have no money. It's all their money.
Well, they had money, but then they spent $100,000 on trying to remove the bats.
They can't remove the bats.
Like, is the house like a family heirloom or something like that? Like, then I could understand, but
I don't know. But
getting 47 boosters in 2 weeks.
I'll tell you right now. You just look at the bottom of this article. It says Brigham. So I think this is some healthcare professional says they should have had a maximum administered 25 rabies shots, 5 per person, not 47. Especially since none of them were bitten. And she says, I've had 5 or 6 rabies shots over the past 40 years, and I handle bats all the time. I've been exposed to rabid bats and I got a booster. But I would never allow my students to get this many rabies shots. It is, with all respect, ludicrous and it is highly inappropriate. So why is the medical industry giving all these people just insane amounts of shots, no matter what it is?
Is this how COVID 2.0 starts? Because that's how the first round of COVID started, was bat soup.
If she's
is this how COVID 2.0? Do we get to blame and ostracize the lesbians for COVID 2.0?
Well, they are incubating all this amount of bat
Their
attacks,
house is basically COVID.
bat attacks and rabies shots. So I think this is going to be the start of the next horror movie.
I don't know.
Lesbian bat women?
That would be a good movie, actually.
Lesbian bat women. Okay, yeah.
Do they have hair like
Okay, we
yours?
have our first guest. We
Bats
wanted
with-
to get
with
that out of the way
wings.
before our guest comes on, or else they'd be like, what the fuck? Oh, I think we have a wild Pepe over here. Okay. Yo, let me send the audio over to you, and then I'll get you on screen, brother. We have a nice little Pepe here.
It's a wild Pepe.
A Pepe caught in the wild. How's it going, brother? Ribbit?
Good. I can't. I what are you?
Based Ken and Barbie.
You look like Edgy looks like
Yes.
Karen, like the stereotypical. Like you look like transgender Karen, and Lee looks like a backup dancer from like a Richard Simmons fitness video.
You know what? I actually did. I was reminiscent of what was that, like Joanne and McLeod or whatever, the
Joanne
Body Break?
McLeod.
You know who else Edgy kind of
Body
looks
break.
like? You know the guy from I forget his. I think he's called Glenn in Talladega Nights. You guys remember that?
Is
You
this
remember
like a
Glenn?
gay guy in the movie?
No, he's not gay. He's just like.
Okay, hold on, let me check. I like that movie, so I'll know exactly what you're talking about when I see it.
Well, we're not sure what to get Nana for her birthday. She's 87 years old.
Yeah, Jack Breyer. He's
There you go.
hilarious.
That's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
one.
He plays like the most like OCD gay person in every movie. Like,
Yeah, like in Forgetting Sarah. Is it Forgetting Sarah Marshall when he's
Yes,
in Hawaii
yes,
with his
yes.
wife? Yeah,
He-
that he's hilarious.
I'm pretty sure he also eats sunscreen in one movie.
No. God did not mean for us to put it in there.
Yeah, his hot ginger wife wants him to have sex with her, and she's a nympho, and he's like, no. And then
Why do you like
that degenerate Russell Brand is just fucking Jason Segel's wife. Yeah, I remember that movie.
Hang on, let me see if my audio. Somebody's asking if I have the right audio on. I don't know. How's it sound for you?
It sounds
good here.
It sounds good. I'm also trying to see if you come in like we can hear you properly, but we also don't want any echo. So
Okay.
it doesn't seem like you're giving any echo to us. So I do want to look to the chat to make sure that our audio is good.
Edgy
Alright.
looks like Stuart Smalley.
It's good.
Oh, that's another good one.
Yeah,
what I
we're
can
good.
do.
We're good. Yeah, look what I can do.
No, Stuart
Stuart?
Smalley is the one like would look in the mirror on SNL and be like, "You're good enough, you're smart enough, and gosh darn it, people like you or people like me." Who's that guy
Right.
from
Well, I
SNL?
meant-
But Stuart, that is one of my favorite things when I was growing up. First videos I ever watched on YouTube, it would be just me and my friends before we even had weed. We just sit and watch YouTube. Mad TV, Stuart. Look what I can do! And my friend would do the best Stuart. And fucking, you showed me a TikTok of like the mom and Stuart.
People dressed up for Halloween.
Yeah, like two adults going to a door, like the mom pretending to be the mom from that Mad TV sketch, and Stuart. Look what I can do!
Yeah.
If you
and
could-
what was the other one? Mrs. Swan. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Chinese girl.
Yeah. I don't even remember what she said, but it was funny.
Can't do that anymore, brother.
Well, you can, but
You can. You just got to be us. right?
yeah. Yeah, that's it. Four Stringers got it. He look like a man.
yeah.
That's the one. All right.
All right. Well, we're glad to have you on. Did I see Hack in the chat? Is that a real thing?
Yeah. Danger Cats is in there.
Lorraine was the lead Mad TV character. Who's Lorraine?
I'm not familiar.
Lorraine was the one. She would go to like the episode that sticks out to me is when she goes to like the Chinese buffet and she like coughs on everything. She's like the way she talks is like oh, like she coughs. Yeah, she's funny character too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chucky's Extremist Circus on Rumble says that's not Pepe, that's the fucking Frogger. So he thinks that you're Frogger and not Pepe.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
Whatever works for you.
Yeah. Well, you redesignated what my costume was, and I was quite offended. So.
I just call it like I see them, right?
Yeah. Well, you didn't watch the Barbie movie because you thought you were too good for it. You thought you were too good to be ironic and be like based Aryan Chad Ken that embraces the patriarchy after he gets out of fucking Barbie world, and then he throws his right arm up to say that, men are awesome.
And you have to be this
right?
tall.
Yeah, and you have to be this tall to go on this ride, but yeah.
See, I think it's funny because I didn't have to go pay to see that gay movie in theaters. I just got all the Aryan fashy, high tea aesthetic from the movie by following the right channels after. So I didn't have to sit through an hour or 2 hours of yep. I just got all the clips. I know
it was a great time. And then we were sat in the same movie as all these teenage girls. And then I started spurging out and I said, "Look at the early live track!" And I yelled that I ran up and down the aisles and I said, "Look who created this movie!"
You didn't run up and down the aisles.
Okay, yeah.
That's a bit of an
I did drink 4 beers though.
Actually, somebody just brought. Yeah, you could also be Butters from South Park with that hair.
Butters is the best.
I'm literally Ken. I'm
He's like my
Knuff,
favorite
okay?
character in South Park. So yeah, I love Butters. It's not an insult.
I couldn't be
character.
Butters because Butters is always grounded, and I'm clearly not grounded here.
You're gonna be with all this. Look at I see the octopus, the octopi. There's 2.
Oh yeah. Okay.
This horribly anti-Semitic pumpkin you've got behind you.
Yep. That was you. You want to talk about it?
I already kind of did, but yeah, that was fun. It took a while to carve, though.
And then we have this anti-Semitic angry octopus. It's the same octopus that, as we all know, Greta Thunberg put in her pro-Gaza post that she put out there.
Yes.
And you know what that means? Because this is like a common toy right here. Like, it's a reversible octopus. So this is a common autism toy. Because it's like, when you're happy, you'd be like, happy Greta. Ooh, happy Greta. You are doing carbon emission good. Ooh. But then you flip it around and it's like, angry Greta. You bomb Gaza. You dirty Jew. Ooh. No. Yeah, so that's what Greta's on dirty Jew mode right now. That's where her autism is at. Yeah. So
you just happen to have the same autism toy, Edgy?
Yes. Both me and Lee have our own. Mine is bigger because I'm a bigger boy. You could see him over there. He's also angry.
I like his little hat. I think that's cute.
But that's basically how me and Barbie communicate with each other. Since we've left Barbie world and we're finding it hard to cope with this new fucking dystopia that we're living in, we have to express our emotions. I'm mad. Diversity too much. Or, I'm happy. I just saw a cool Hyperborean edit on TikTok. I'm happy. Yeah.
Did you watch Red Ice's Halloween special?
Yeah. I saw at
That was
least
great.
the first half, yeah. Well, we were carving
I like
these
their
pumpkins.
costumes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Pleiadians. The Pleiadians,
the
right?
Hyperborean, Pleiadian, Aryan SS alien division.
Yeah.
It was funny. And he kept playing what are they called? Hyperborean edits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're just ridiculous. Like they're so schizo.
I didn't even know what they were doing after a while, and I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah." It just kept getting more schizo and schizo, right?
It did, yeah.
So, what do you think of the lesbian bats? Did you hear about that? The lesbian house that has all the bats, and they're getting like 47 rabies shots in 2 weeks.
I caught the trail of it as I came in here.
Yeah.
Do you think that the Satan brought those bats there because they're lesbians?
Well, you know what? I don't know, honestly, but I was gonna ask you, Lee, this question because I don't know if you saw this, Lee, but Josh Alexander is not a fan of Halloween. What's your take on that?
I have mixed views about it. I think it's also your intention, right? Like if you're summoning demons, or like, I understand it's a pagan holiday. I totally get that. But every single holiday that is celebrated is also pagan. Like I commented underneath because he made another tweet just before this one. I think it's like, you know, that they went after Christmas and Thanksgiving, but they're allowing people to celebrate Halloween during COVID. Like if you look at like Easter and Christmas, they're also pagan in a sense. So I think it's your intention. Like what does he mean by celebrating Halloween? Like, are you performing Ouija board seances, or are you taking your kids trick-or-treating? I think there's a big difference there.
She makes a good point too, because we differ a bit. Like, I tease her because she's absolutely against Ouija boards and shit.
No,
and then I see that as a way to tease her and be mean to her. But also at the same time, I'm like, who gives a fucking fuck? I'll do that. Demons! Oh,
demons
I'm gonna
are
go
real.
on the letters, and then I'll troll and I'll be like, oh, we just summoned Paimon or some retarded shit that we saw in the movies. I don't give a fuck. I don't think that's real, and I don't think she should think it's real. And I don't think
it's real.
Do Christians think that dumb shit is real? Fuck that. Like,
honestly,
come on.
Demons are real.
I will not do it for around her or in my house out of respect for her, but I think it's stupid.
I think that shit can be real.
Yeah.
It can get real in your mind because you're inducting it with like your own like fears and stuff.
I was talking about this on my stream last night. It's like, look at these. I saw this crazy schizo post where this girl was upset that her boyfriend had sex with her whenever she was in an alter personality. And then she went back to her, normal personality, and she was upset. She felt cheated on. It's like, that's fucking demon possession.
Yeah.
You're possessed. Like, you're out of your fucking mind. Like, there's something else. There's something seriously wrong with you at more than just a mental level. If you have that kind of,
do you think that though?
Flaw.
Do you think that there's a difference between the spirit and the mental though? Like, and that there's a clear distinction? Like, how would you separate that, right? Because I would say that, yes, there's morality that should be kept intact, but at the same time, I think, yes, there are people who are very mentally ill, and they will think that their haunting, their possession is real. They will have split personalities. There's split personality disorder. How do you know that that person doesn't have that?
Well, I played the clip of Butters from South Park about that, the multiple personalities disorder episode. But anyways, I think there's a difference. And I think what we're talking about, because these people don't have a real mental illness. That's my point, I guess, is what I'm saying. Like, you could classify it as it, but really what's wrong with them is something spiritual. They have a spiritual flaw. And so if you're spiritually unwell, you're more likely to be physical unwell. You're more likely to be mentally unwell. So like, these people have a spiritual flaw that's leading to their mental illness. It's not mental illness manifesting, because of biological reasons. It's something to do with their psyche and their spirit. I don't know any other way to put it.
Okay. So here, I want to get you on that. Spirit, are you equivocating spirit with like moral standards? Like, is there spirit? Right, but is it a metaphysical thing? Like, there's actually demons involved. That's what I'm getting at. When it gets real spooky, is if that, like, hey, if you are summoning demons with a Ouija board and they're actually real, then that means something. But I can understand if people have a bad morality and then that's creating their mental illness. I totally understand what you're saying. But what I'm trying to say, because it's a spooky Halloween stream, are ghosts real? Are demons real? Can you summon a demon to be involved in an actual external power beyond just you trying to, like, summon evil
But
and
demons,
thinking you could do it.
like the spiritual world
Right?
doesn't exist on the same plane that we do, right?
Right?
So,
So,
like-
she's invoking other planes of existence. I think you're equivocating spirits with morality. And
No, I think demons can absolutely control your thoughts. And I think that's how they communicate with us is through your heart, is through your mind, where like God would communicate with you through your heart. Like, have you ever had like a gut instinct or like the emotions are very different. Like in your mind, people have like intrusive thoughts of like for instance, that guy Nathaniel Veltman, he said he had intrusive thoughts to hit these people.
right. So Nathaniel
on the
Veltman,
sidewalk.
he's claiming that he had intrusive thoughts after getting like. Okay, we'll get
And he
into
had
that
taken
later.
magic mushrooms, which would open his mind to
Yeah.
like other dimensions, so to speak, or other planes of existence. I think that's kind of where a demon could take advantage of your mind in that way.
Right. So I think we're at a crossroads here where it's just like I understand everything from like a plane of physical reality that we already know, and I'm open to understanding phenomenons that might be outside of our understanding. But when it comes to like, hey, demons can possess you and do these kinds of things to you if you invite them in, I don't really believe in that. I can understand if that could work, but is it actually an extra physical power that will come in, or is it just you inviting like other logical things that are bad to come into your life?
Same thing. It's the same thing.
Hmm.
It's two ways of describing the same thing.
It's not though, because
It is.
one involves magic, the other
No,
doesn't.
it's not magic.
What level of magic is involved in the unknown though?
It's a way of describing something that can't be described.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like if I was to say like, you know, it's a feeling or it's an emotion or something like that, I'm describing something that can't actually be described anyway. So if I say like, if you're inviting these negative emotions into you, and I say like you're inviting demons into you, it's just two different ways of describing the same phenomenon. One is obviously, you know, more linked to like it would be more related to like a kind of a cult or like, you know, spiritual version of it, and the other is, you know, more probably palpable for somebody who's logically minded or rationally minded or, you know, focused on like, but ultimately you're discussing the same thing. You're talking about the same phenomenon. You're just using different ways of describing it, and there's a value in describing it in the terms like when you see these ridiculous, you know, 14 gender, like today I'm non-binary, today I'm a, you know, a demisexual frog, right? That's like there's a reason why we say like these people are possessed, because it carries a different weight than saying they're mentally ill.
Mm-hmm.
It's a more emphatic way of saying it. So
I think also too, like what Josh Alexander's getting at here as well is like, you know, people can be used like useful idiots to perform some sort of rituals, like we've seen like in like Sam Smith's performance, like that
Yes.
satanic ritual sort of vibe,
Yeah.
that they're sort of like paying homage to a demon, right? That's why they have these like weird performances that have like satanic undertones, is that the crowd cheering for this is some sort of like ritual in a sense.
Yeah.
Right. And you have Sam Smith.
So I can see where he's coming
and
from.
he's like going and doing lap dances for Satan, like Lil Nas X, or along the same grounds of that. And it's just it's flaunting absolutely in the face of people who are religious. So it's like, are they, for one, incanting some kind of like Illuminati, deep state kind of satanic ritual? Probably, yes. But then also, two, they're also trying to antagonize any Christians and trying to garner controversy off of them and create some kind of reaction out of them in order to get more popularity. So it's like a double-edged sword when they do these kinds of things.
Because I think Halloween, didn't it originate like in Scotland or something? Yeah. And I think they've kind of just subverted the actual meaning.
The modern version of it does. Anyways.
So first of all, I want to say Josh Alexander, a couple weeks ago had an interview with Jordan B. Peterson, and he said it was an honor. So, like, this guy also has no problem with Jordan Peterson telling Netanyahu to give him hell to Gaza, or at least they haven't stood up for them. So I'll say that at least. If that's where your morality is going to go, and you want to get the clout, but you don't want to speak out against things like this, then that's fine. I don't know, maybe you're just not ready to talk out about things like that, and you want to be with people like Jordan Peterson and get those connections. That's fine. Okay, I'll scroll past that. But, you know, I first caught attention of this. I was interested by it. I didn't really agree with it. I can understand, yes, there's pagan rituals that are going on, but I don't think that's the intent. That's kind of an oversimplification. And also, people are just trying to have fun. Families have fun dressing up as spooky things and laughing at the darker things in life.
Like, what if
that's
you're
how I
dressing
feel
up
about
like Jesus for Halloween?
Yeah.
Then
and also, like, what are all the other things that you're doing in your life, but yet you're gonna virtue signal against Halloween? Like, come on.
I can see the aspect too where he's probably considering like false idolship, that you're like dressing up as something that you idolize. I could see that from a Christian standpoint too.
But he says Halloween is devil worship. That's why globalists didn't attack it like they did Christmas and Thanksgiving during lockdowns. And that's actually a good point, because they really didn't go after it. It's also probably because there's all these slutty girls that go out as slutty cat, slutty mouse, slutty slut whore, and they go get banged. And you can't do anything to stop them on their party night in universities, colleges, and the kids. You can't really stop. Like, how far are you going to go? Are you going to go and take away kids' Halloweens for them to get candy?
They don't go after Valentine's Day. Saint Valentine's Day. They don't go after it. Why?
Right.
Like, because it's devil worship? No,
they go after going to church. I get that, but they don't go after Halloween. But at the same time, it's not because it's Halloween and Halloween is satanic.
Like,
that is faulty logic.
I left him a comment underneath. I don't know if you can find it, but I left him a comment underneath that one about Christmas, because there's actually, I think it's in Jeremiah, and it talks about, people worshiping a tree, going and chopping it down and calling them like vain in a sense, or like and dressing the tree up in gold and silver. And so in the Bible it actually warns about people like celebrating Christmas and stuff too. So I mean, and is Thanksgiving a Christian holiday? I don't think it's a Christian holiday.
No, it's arguably I don't know if you could call it a pagan holiday, but its roots are pagan.
All of them are.
It's a harvest festival, right? So like you could argue that it's pagan, but really it's just a seasonal celebration, right?
Easter is also pagan, as like we celebrate it.
Yeah. So is Christmas.
Yeah. They're all pagan.
Christmas is the celebration of the winter solstice. Like it's obviously pagan. If you want to think of it like that, you don't have to think of it like that, but I mean, that's the roots of it, right?
Knocking down the place. Here we go. Everything's okay. Yeah, I don't know. Some things I agree with that statement. Other things I'm just like, that's pretty hardcore. That's hardcore Christian right there.
See, I think it's funny because I grew up with cousins who were, I grew up Catholic, like pretty Catholic. Like I wasn't allowed to watch a lot of things on TV. Like my parents were pretty strict about that stuff until I was like, I don't know, 13, 14. And then they kind of like, we all stopped going to church and whatever. But I had cousins who were, I forget, some kind of evangelical, and they weren't allowed to celebrate Halloween. They weren't allowed to watch Harry Potter, which is weird because they were allowed to watch Lord of the Rings. Like,
right. Yeah.
Like I didn't really understand that, but yeah, like for the same reasons, because it's witchcraft, right? That's why they weren't allowed to celebrate Halloween. I don't know. There's definitely some sects of Christianity that are opposed to Halloween, but
yeah, like I said, I think it's like your intention, right? Like if you're just
like, how do you celebrate? Like what is the difference between? I mean, I guess there's the obvious difference, but it's like, okay, well, people also typically have, summer fairs, right? You know, like the state fair or the regional fair. That's a pretty common, secular tradition. Does that make it evil?
Mm-hmm. And like also like the kind of music you listen to as well. Like, do you only listen to like even some Christian music? Is like the Christians that are singing it aren't Christians themselves. Very controversial.
Just made me think of Cartman's. What did he call it? Fuck, I forget. But he just takes all these sexual songs and replaces "Baby" with Jesus.
Yeah. I remember that
get
episode.
Down on my knees
for Jesus. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we do live in Satan's world, so to speak. So, where everything is tempting, if you're a Christian. So, yeah, I don't know. I think it just, like I said, your intention. And you can't live like in a closet your whole life, right? And like not. I just relax a little.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I don't.
I think there's a happy medium, right?
Yeah.
So is Halloween completely satanic and we have to ditch it?
Yeah, we're all going to hell.
God damn it. Fuck. I knew it. All right. Well, hey, what do you think about like the state of serial killers these days? Like mass killers.
What a random question.
Hey, this is the Halloween stream, and this is something that we face all the time now, right? Different types of mass shooters, mass killers. Back in the good old days, we used to have all these serial killers, and now they're all made into movies.
Where'd they go? Where'd all the serial killers go?
Yeah, where did all the serial killers go? And now we all love them, and we make them into movies. But nowadays, it's just such a weird thing. We have all these like killers who just kill 20 people in one thing, and it's like everybody's trying to get the new high score.
Where'd they go? It's a lot harder to be a serial killer now than it was in 1970, man. That's what happened.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
They're just not doing it because they know they'll get caught.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's cameras
DNA,
on every
you've
street
got
corner.
Social media. You've got GPS tracking in people's phones. There's fucking cameras everywhere. Like it's a lot harder to be a serial killer. You know,
right.
Hey, times are tough for everyone, and serial killers are no exception. Okay, everyone, they're suffering too.
It used to be an art. You used to not just be able to like seethe in your one bedroom apartment or your mom's basement for like years on end and be like, one day I will do it, and then you go and like go out and blast a glory. You used to not be able to do that. Like, you used to have to go and, like, over the course of, like, a decade or two, become some kind of mysterious killer, and then eventually, maybe or maybe not, they will find you. But no, this is how it is nowadays, right? This recent situation with Robert Card, he recently got caught. He killed himself by a dumpster or something, right? And, now they're saying that he had all these there was all these signs that he was crazy before. So like even the base where he was in Maine in the United States, they put more protection for like 2 weeks or so in order to protect from his veiled threats, as they said. And there was no red flag laws, but there was yellow flag laws that they could possibly use on him. But who knows, because there's so many people that do these kinds of things. So
well, apparently his family had called in, or the police had called his family to help get guns away from him, like any access to guns, because he had threatened to shoot up like his army base or something like that.
And he was hearing voices. He was going completely schizo.
Well, I want to know if he was on SSRIs when he did this.
Yeah, he probably was on a lot of medications if he was hearing voices. It probably wasn't his first rodeo with medications if he was hearing voices at that point that was telling him to shoot people up. Yeah.
I think Andrew Simpson nailed it here in the chat. Where did all the serial killers go? My guess is they are docile at the moment, busy getting used to being transgender.
Yeah, yeah.
All right,
Or-
so
or
maybe
ta-
the
or
tranny
talking-
thing is a good thing.
They're making TikTok videos telling kids that they can get their drugs and stuff from them, and if they need anyone to talk to, you can talk to me. I'll be your friend. That fucking what's his name? Jeffree Star.
Oh man.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
man.
Fucking weirdo. That guy's a serial killer. That guy's a fucking serial killer.
And I saw he was streaming with Eugenia Cooney, who has like a severe anorexia or bulimia, like a body dysmorphia sort of thing going on. I honestly, it's so severe. Like, I'm surprised she's still alive. I just, yeah, weird combination. When I saw that, I was like, whoa. But they
crazy.
both like makeup, so that's cool.
Yep. Well, we have a super chat on Entropy from Bad Grandpa saying he just watched the Eternal Jew instead of the Barbie movies. I think he meant the Eternal Jew. But yeah, thank you. Appreciate that super chat. I know that's a good choice of movie. I've seen it before.
Dude, have you seen so many people are just like they're so done, they're just losing it. Like Lucas Gage is just out there posting links to Hellstorm and fucking Europa.
Yeah.
and he's
Yeah,
just
like
"Fuck it,
he was.
fuck it, I
I've been
don't care
looking at his
anymore."
Twitter. Like he's like, I was like, is he okay? Like, is he? He's just going off the rails. Like, just
know.
he's like, he's like, I'm red pilling people in between lifts. Like, I'm pretty sure he was working out and then making posts about Jews. It's really funny.
Well, Lucas Gage is an interesting character. He's like a Marine, and I always respected him, but he tried to come at Nick Fuentes and embarrassed himself like a couple of years ago, and it was that's how I remember him. And then I felt bad for him because I knew he was doing a good job, but he wasn't getting the attention he wanted. And then it had a falling out, and then he deleted his accounts after that. Then he came back as a new name, Angelo, like Lucas, and now he's crushing it. I'm so happy for him because he like did turn a new leaf. But I really hope, because he's going hard again, and I'm like, he's gonna get banned from Twitter again, and then he's gonna change his name again. Fuck, come on, Lucas. Yo, what's up? Hack in the house.
Can
Uncle
he hear
Hack's
us?
wearing his pedophile costume.
He's dressed up like Sam Walker for Halloween.
I don't even know if he can hear us.
Nice.
I don't. Can he hear
I think
us?
he can hear us. He's in the Zoom chat. We're sharing audio. Can you hear us? Have you selected the right mic? Go to your audio and select the right mic.
Oh, he's gone.
Oh shit.
Where'd he go?
There,
All
he'll be
right.
back.
Sweet. Well, anyways, yeah. Robert Card. I heard that guy. I heard that guy is quite the card. If you know what I mean.
I didn't know what you meant when you said that.
Yeah.
You had to look it up.
Card means that he's a crazy character, and you didn't know what I meant by card at all. That's what boomers say.
Yeah,
That
I'm
guy
not a
is
boomer.
such a card. All right.
I don't know that term either.
Yeah.
All right. Well, no, it's a real thing. People in the chat will get that and they'll laugh. Okay. Do you know what really made me laugh though? Is when I looked up something. I didn't even look this up. I just turned it on my TV and I was like, okay, what's going on with the shooter?
The Department of Public Safety here in the
And then I turn on Global News,
overflow parking lot, which
What was
and
she
then
just doing?
what the fuck is this? Sign language lady going absolutely ham,
is the Recycling Corporation property.
being
So the
completely
owner was very
inappropriate.
diligent to say, well, did you clear those trailers? Well, what trailers are you talking about? So then the follow-up is with...
You know,
the
she's
tapping
doing all the
people
hand
to say-
signals.
To say, okay, tell me exactly where you were at.
Doesn't she belong in the
And then they were
bottom
doing
corner?
The same thing. We were looking at her timeline.
Yeah,
20
okay,
trailers,
yeah, I'm telling you right
83
now.
rows. That's
It's
go
just like
back.
this woman
So
is
the
taking up
basic
half the
police
screen.
team
I'm
ultimately
sorry,
were the
but the
ones that
blind
located
people, sorry,
the
what is it?
body
The deaf
in
people,
one of
not
those
sorry, not the
trailers.
blind people. The
And
deaf
this is
people
tractor trailer
don't need to see her on
size.
half the
This is
fucking
about
screen
18
being
meter.
like,
This is the
and
trailer
then
with
he
the
killed 20 people, like putting guns to her fucking head
Some of
and
those trailers are locked.
mm-mm.
Some of
Couldn't
those
Dad-
trailers
deaf people
aren't.
also just turn on the
So
closed
what
caption
was found
option
inside
of,
one of those boxes,
like, and read
was
what he's saying?
unlocked from the outside.
Yeah, look at her.
And that you can
Like,
probably picture that from just your experience on the
why
screen.
is she doing all that? Why is she selling it so hard?
That's where we found the body last
Do
night.
deaf people appreciate
a
this?
Bit
Probably.
of updates in that regard. We're going to be there probably through the end of the day, making sure that we process.
This is completely distracting and insensitive to all the people and all the families of the victims who died. I think, at least.
The rest of the weekend. We're currently working that now, and we will definitely.
I don't know. I think her facial expression is just making me laugh. Well, like, what is she doing with her hand there? What was that?
She's throwing up gang signs.
So ETs are processing.
I'm sorry, I'm not adjusted to this new world. Okay?
I'm sorry. What she's signing looks oddly sexual.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, what are you doing, lady?
All I did was turn this on to see what.
Like, how do we verify what if she actually saying? Like signing what he is saying. Okay,
yeah.
Can we verify that?
And she's making silly faces, so it's just like, and then he got killed. Like, what the fuck? I don't know. Do deaf people really need that much of a closed caption? And does she really need to take half of the screen? Here in Canada, as far as we know, we usually give them like a tiny corner in the screen.
We give them two. We give them two little boxes so one can sign in English and one can sign in French because apparently Quebec is the only fucking place in the world that has its own sign language.
Yeah.
Of course.
I still say just turn on the closed captions. Or is that
dude.
like...
Yeah, Quebec is the only... There's universal sign language and Quebec has its own version.
Right. And isn't it subtitles the same thing? I might be screwing up my disabilities, but subtitles would do the same.
That's what I mean.
Right?
Turn on like the closed captioning, like the subtitles.
So she's just
I don't know,
throwing up gang signs in order to make her deaf friends feel good when they could just put subtitles in.
They're giving someone a job.
Damn.
I guess. Bless you. Are you sneezing? Bless you.
Can you guys hear me?
I was sneezing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Shit.
There we go.
Hey.
What's up? What are you for Halloween? Other than your goddamn sexy self.
Self-hating white male.
Right, yes. There's a lot of them in this country these days. Fuck.
Hell yeah.
Well, how's it going, man? What have you been saying?
What have I Red Deer Antifa is on my
ad. Congratulations. Free advertising.
Yeah.
Let's go.
The most terrifying of Antifa, I may add.
Oh yeah, they have a hate boner for me too. Trust
Good
me.
for them. I don't know how I got on their radar. Maybe streaming with you guys. That would probably be it, hey?
Yeah.
So was it the clip? Was it the last clip that you posted of your stand-up? When you were like, oh, do you know who David Duke is? Is that what they freaked out over? Yeah.
Okay, well, let's check it out. I want to see what they're freaking out about. I heard about this, but I didn't check the status.
2 sold-out shows, but who's counting?
All right, hold on.
We are.
DMX gives me a...
Okay, so it says, quick reminder that these Danger Cats clowns are just a bunch of racist assholes. Pretty cool they have a sold-out show at the Comedy Cave in Calgary on the 29th. What? You have a sold-out show? That is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, it's so funny that they put that in there. It's like it was like subliminal messaging as a calling for the comrades, and nobody came. I didn't even have any. Brett showed me this yesterday, and then I had no idea that the Antifa was like putting out a bat signal to come and fuck us up, and none of them showed up, which would have caught me by surprise. They would have caught me lacking.
They did this last year sometime when I was like, yeah, I'm going to the Danger Cats show on this day. And then they're like, this was all over all their little gay Twitter accounts were like, Alex Vren is going to be at the Danger Cat show on this date at this place. You send him a message. And I was just like, okay. And then nobody showed up. It's weird. I broadcast where I'm going all the time, where I'm going to be, and then they never show up. It's kind of sad, actually.
Well, they got to pull out all their guns. They got to get anti-hate to get in on you if they want to actually pull a cancellation. But even then, it'll just blow up even more. So
yeah,
it works either fucking way. Okay, so let's see what they're kvetching about.
DMX gives me a hall pass to the Holy Grail, brother. I'm fucking saying it twice. Oh, hard R. That's for in the car ride home later. I'm shoulder checking. Is one in the back seat? DMX gives me a haul.
That's it?
Yeah.
They even cut out the good part about David Duke.
That would have been the one where you're like, yeah, we got him. He is a racist. He knew
Yeah.
Duke.
He doesn't have brains. So this is their way of getting in on you.
Yeah.
Like looking at taking a screenshot of the subtitles of your own video and using it against you. Oh, we got him here. He's announcing that he doesn't have brains. Oh, yeah.
It is funny that they went to the extent of that, of like filter.
And then
Classic.
then they're like, hey, at least Sam wasn't drunk when he did this.
Sam Walker is such a vibe, I swear. Especially if you're a pedo.
Oh, and then some. There's like a subcategory for him.
Yeah.
Apex sexual predator.
Hell yeah, brother. So, are you handing out any candy to kids this Halloween? What
Dude,
are the hotels like? Are there like little immigrant hotels of children that come to you for all the best candies?
Oh, brother, I wish, man. We're in like a fucking weird suburb part that's like,
The 15-minute city?
yeah, pretty much. But we're like out in a weird area in the suburbs already is where I live. So you'd have to walk this long driveway. And last year we loaded up on so much candy and didn't get one kid. So we like drove around and handed it out.
Aww.
Oh,
That's awesome.
the cutest not pedophiles I've ever heard
Hang
of.
on,
Don't take kids from candy,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
don't take candy from kids.
The sweetest.
You drove around and offered children candy.
It was in a van.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, these are some of the nicest white men I've ever heard of.
Hey, kids,
Like-
want some candy?
Like, because of diversity in all these situations, no kids came to their house. So they went around trying to give candy out like they were actual Santa Claus, and then they got arrested and
This
charged
is the
with all
first
sorts.
year we got one kid. Well, we got two, and it was a grouping. And only because the girlfriend was leaving, and she was like, "Hey, go to this house. My boyfriend's sitting there waiting to hand out candy. He'll give you a lot." So I just like loaded these kids up.
Nice. Nice.
That's fucking awesome.
I'm surprised the word didn't get out. Like, most kids will, like, tell the other kids, like, go to this house. Like, he's handing out a lot of candy.
It's lost its appeal, I feel like. Halloween, like it's very odd.
Yeah. I
Right.
think because of COVID, right?
We were talking about this earlier, and it's
Yeah.
like when I grew up, I was in a suburban neighborhood in Orangeville, Ontario, and like when I would go, there would be I could count 2 or 3 houses that had their lights off, and you would know that they're not participating because their lights were out, and that's about it. And then every other house would give candy, whether it was good or not. You know, we'd want to maybe ring them down for some more, right? Because we're badasses.
Totally.
And we're gonna spook them out. But yeah, that's the way that it went. But nowadays, I have no idea how these kids are gonna We live in a suburban neighborhood. It's getting newly developed, though. Nobody has knocked on our door.
It's a pretty diverse neighborhood, though.
Pretty diverse.
Like, maybe they don't celebrate Halloween.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Are they scared of Halloween? Do they think that it's like the voodoo toodoo ghosts are gonna come and behead them or something with machetes? I don't know.
That's their culture, isn't it?
I don't know.
If they're
I
from
just
Haiti,
want to give the kids some candy. I'm
If
not
they're
a
from Haiti, that's
pedophile,
their
I
culture.
swear. Jesus.
they're like, it's
fuck.
just another day.
Yeah, yeah.
Do not take the candy. Do not take it. There is devil in that.
You
Yes,
not
white
take
man.
candy. You not take candy. It's devil in candy.
The
white
sugar
man
make
put-
your teeth fall out and turn you gay.
The Chinese were all told not to participate. Oh, let a Western man get a big and fat and lazy. We take her over. That was their plan. It's all Halloween is a Chinese psyop.
There you go.
They're making us all fat and logy. That's what their plan is.
Well, they're teaching their kids on like how to like assemble rifles and like load mags.
Siri Western man teach his kids to eat a candy.
We teach kid to bounce ball for 4 hours straight in gym class. Yes.
And even teach a kid to build a ball.
Whoa, is that Ben Bankus there?
Hey, don't even compare my fucking my Chinese accent is elite. I've duped a lot of people into thinking that there was a Chinese guy on the phone. I actually
Are you the guy who scammed me? Scammed my dad, you fucking asshole?
I should get into scamming.
Probably.
That would be hilarious.
By the way, I want to say there was a Nelson Slino in the chat when we started.
Hi Nelson.
Hi Nelson. Hi Dad. My dad does not know how to use anything, and he tries so hard to watch my streams, and he'll watch like a stream from 3 weeks ago every time I go live because he's a boomer, and on Facebook or on YouTube, every time he sees something, he thinks that it's for him on like recommended page or something. He's like, my son is going live for me, yes. And but I saw Nelson Slino in the chat. I think my mom helped him, which she usually would never do. So shout outs Nelson in the chat if you're here.
What up,
I love you, Dad. You're fucking awesome.
Nelson is awesome.
Lee loves you too. Hack loves you too.
Hell yeah.
Barry loves you too. Barry, say you love Nelson.
I love you, Nelson.
All right, awesome.
You're my boy, Blue.
Yeah. All right, continue.
Hey, did you guys watch the Pandaverse yet? Dude.
Yeah. The new South
I
Park.
was kind
yeah.
of disappointed. I thought it could have been funnier.
Yeah, I would say that
some funny moments though.
I
for
would
sure.
say I liked the plot line and I
Yeah.
liked how they did it and like kind of some of the social commentary, but it's nothing compared to season 3 to like season 12 or 13 of the original South Park, especially like if you're looking at season 6, 5, 4, 7, 8, those are some of the best shit.
They always run into this problem with their specials because they're too long. That's the problem. If that was a 20-minute episode, it would have been amazing if they had just cut it down into 20 minutes.
Yeah, it looked like it was a bit of filler, eh?
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. So if they had cut that or even split it into 2 episodes with kind of different pacing, it would have been a lot better. But
There was some good moments where I was like, yes, but then it would take me out by things that I didn't really think that were that funny. But I liked the social commentary. It was good. Like all the handyman are now the millionaires. That is something that's kind of going on in our society. Yeah. However, I think that they did go easy on the fact that white people are being replaced and they chickened out. They chickened out and they gave a little like red pills at some times that, hey, you could go a bit further, South Park guys. We know you know. We know you know, and you guys are being bitches and holding back. Hey, that's the red pilled standpoint from the South Park.
It's funny though because Hack's audience is going to be millionaires soon. He's going to be charging $1,000 a ticket.
Yeah,
all the blue collared workers,
prices, baby.
Yeah,
So
all the
funny.
blue collared workers are gonna fucking call the shots, man. Yeah,
That'd be so awesome. Then I'm doing like racist fucking horseshit in Hinton for like $800 a ticket. Jerry Seinfeld right now is like charging that.
yeah.
$800 a ticket to see him in a theater to do material that he's been doing for the past 10 years.
All I had to do was heckle Justin Trudeau to get roasted by Jerry Seinfeld.
You got roasted by Jerry Seinfeld?
She got roasted by Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah,
Tell
he
the
got
story.
me on Twitter. After I heckled Justin Trudeau, he was like, I can compare this to doing comedy in comedy clubs, and you never want to entertain the hecklers because it emboldens them and stuff like. He took the side of Justin Trudeau, and I was like, not really that surprised, but. Yeah, he tweeted about me, and I was like, yeah, I don't even have to pay to go to a show.
Like, Jerry Seinfeld is
heckle the
so
Prime Minister.
autistic that, like, he heard, like, a political thing of someone getting heckled, and he's like, yeah, I could, I could relate to that because I'm a comedian, and, like, I would deal with
all these hecklers?
What's with all these hecklers? Yeah, he doesn't care about the politics whatsoever.
What's the deal with the convoy supporters?
Yeah. He handled that heckler like gravy. He was rolling down his fucking... Yeah, exactly.
Can they listen to Twisted Sister enough?
Edgy, somebody's saying that entropy's down, just so you know.
Okay.
I do like classic Seinfeld episodes, though.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but Seinfeld is funny because like it's not Jerry that makes Seinfeld.
George
funny.
is hilarious.
Jerry isn't funny at all in Seinfeld. He's like and his stand-up bits on Seinfeld are the least funny parts of Seinfeld. It's George and Kramer that make
George
Seinfeld.
is the funniest guy because he's so fucking ridiculous and schizo, and he's so narcissistic and funny.
Wasn't George based on Larry David's life?
Something like that,
Yeah.
caricature of it. But
George is like the spastic manlet, and I appreciate him.
he's the stereotypical neurotic Jew. That's the role.
Yes,
That's
yes.
funny.
in Seinfeld.
Yeah.
But I gotta dip here. I gotta go pack and get ready because I'm going to Fort Mac tomorrow. So
Safe travels. Safe travels, bud.
Safe travels, brother.
Is there snow there?
there's snow here. There's like 10 centimeters of snow on the ground.
Oh my gosh. I know it's coming.
It snowed all last week. It sucks.
It was literally like 28 degrees and now it's freezing.
Well, at least there's not 10 centimeters of snow on the ground.
Not yet. Not yet.
So, is there snow anywhere yet?
In Ontario?
Yeah.
Oh, probably up north. I
Yeah,
wonder if Derek has snow.
has snow.
Oh
Derek's
no.
Fuck, man.
We're fucked.
Yep. All right.
What-
Happy Halloween, everyone.
Ciao.
All right. Cheers, brother.
Thanks for coming by.
Bye.
It's just us and Hack now. What's going on, brother?
Not much, brother. Hey, you know.
Yeah, before you jumped in, we were talking about this lesbian couple that has bats in their roof, and they've taken like 47 shots of rabies
vaccines within 2 weeks. Their whole family. So they have 5 members of their family, and they've taken 47 shots of rabies.
They haven't been bitten by bats though. That's the thing. It's like they're cooking COVID in their house. They're gonna be making bat soup, and they're basically COVID cookers, like you know how meth houses, they have houses.
No, that's here. I don't even know why this is open, but yeah,
they're cooking COVID.
yeah. So they have to pay $100,000 to get their roof repaired, and the bats are just coming in, and you have these healthcare professionals saying that like, if you have 5 people, you get 5 rabies shots each, especially if you haven't gone bitten. But these people are just getting jabbed up with rabies shots. This lesbian couple and their children, they're getting jammed up with rabies shots, and it's gonna take $100,000 in order to fix their fucking roof that's all fucked. And their roof, if you go look into their house in these videos, their roof is like 40 feet high, and it's like, why do you have a 40 feet high roof? That's very spooky. No wonder you have fucking bats.
So they're just voluntarily just getting rabies shots every day.
Yes.
Yes.
I've heard that rabies shots hurt really bad.
Right. Do you not think that they're going to become radioactive bat women? Radioactive lesbian bat women. And that's going to be the new
supervillain.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if it is like paranoia about COVID, because isn't that how like wasn't it the bat soup narrative? Like they're paranoid.
Bat soup? How about bat lesbians? Bat Canadian lesbians are going to start attacking Saskatchewan. Of course, Saskatchewan, yeah. Yeah. So bat lesbian couples are gonna fly around and bite people, and they're gonna become rabies infected. Yeah, I don't know. Things are getting crazy, Hack. Things are getting crazy.
This sounds like a new Marvel movie in the make.
Yeah. Well, what do you think about like the status of mass killers? We were talking about this before. Like nowadays, it's all about like everybody wants to do the next mass shooting and get the highest score, whether it's like a racial, religious, or it's like they're mentally ill.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the good old times when it was just like serial killers, like the Zodiac Killer or Jack the Ripper in London, and you know they would make Netflix series about these people. Like girls coom over serial killers, right?
Totally. Yeah.
They're like, oh my god, my true crime. Oh my god, he raped and molested 30 boys and use their face as something to rape the next boy. Oh my god, that's such a true crime story that I want to get involved. That's what a lot of chicks will say.
Yeah, there was like a fucking group of women sending pussy pics to like Dahmer and Bundy while they're in jail and shit. Like they had a fan base.
Exactly, it's fucked up, right?
So what's your argument here? Is that
argument? I'm just saying, let's take it back to old times. No, I'm kidding. Like, remember back in the day when if you were a serial killer, you'd actually have to go and commit serial kills over the course of many decades. Nowadays, these fucking pussy mass shooters, they'll just go like, oh, I'm upset with the world in whatever way, and then I'm gonna go and I'm gonna plan a shooting, and then like anybody could do that. You're a fucking little pussy faggot, and you just went and like did what anyone could do, right? And then you committed suicide or you went to jail for life. Who cares? Like, imagine all these serial killers in the past with all that tenacity that they could go about doing that for decades without getting caught and creating great movies for us. All the movies were fucking sweet, like Zodiac, fucking I don't know, Jeffrey Dahmer. All our girlfriends, we chill with them and watch these Netflix documentaries, right?
I haven't seen a single serial killer documentary or series before.
What?
No. Dahmer? Didn't watch it.
That one was pretty good.
He was gay, right?
Yeah, he was. But I think we're like too much in a surveillance state now that you have to like, you got to get as many bodies as you can. Like, you know, you're back then you just get 1 star if we're talking GTA. And then now like you fucking up a shot, you're 5 stars right out of the gate. So it's like you gotta collect as many bodies as those guys did in the most amount of time. But if they had time, you could put planning in. You know, it was like word of mouth. Well, I think he was black, and you could be white. You could you could dupe him. You get away with a lot more. Did you watch that Blackbird? Did you watch Blackbird?
No, what's that?
That one's a good one. It's about I think it was in Kentucky. But I can't remember. But it's a wicked series about a serial killer in there that he gets away with all this, and they can't prove it's him. So they send in a guy into the prison who got busted with a ton of drugs, and they give him like this plea deal of if you go into this max security prison and get this guy to confess to all these murders, then you get out. And it's based on a true story. It's pretty crazy. Like the series is insane.
No, that happens a lot, I think, too. Because with Robert Pickton, one of Canadians' most prolific serial killers, as we all know, he on BC farms committed up to 50 murders of prostitutes in BC. And he actually told an undercover officer in a jail cell. So they sent an undercover officer in his jail cell after he'd already been caught with a lot of other kills. Like, it was already a huge story. And then, like, this guy warmed up to him, and he said, hey, I got 49. If I didn't get so sloppy, I would have made it a straight 50. Damn. And now, yeah, damn. These motherfuckers are cold.
I think they need to step up their game, though, because I feel like it's like it's 2023, and haven't prosthetics, like, you know, haven't they advanced?
Yeah, couldn't you use AI to, like...
Couldn't you, like, put on a whole different face? Like, I feel like they just need to step up their game. Like, if there's cameras, you need to look like a completely different person. That's what I would do.
Whoa. Well, goddamn. Listen to the woman herself.
That's what I would do.
Yeah. And then leave your tracking devices at home.
There you go.
Exactly. Well, I would say that you are right, that this is probably why these serial killers aren't getting to the same lengths that they would before, because there's so much surveillance.
They're lazy.
Right? Like, in the last 10 or 20 years, there's been so many street cameras where it's so much easier to find criminals, no matter of, like, whether it's a serial killing or whether, like, they just wanted to kill somebody that they knew. If you kill somebody that you know, you're probably going to get caught, because it's like, why did Ken want to kill Barbie? Well, probably because Barbie was fucking Black Ken. So Yeah, that's probably why she ended up in a dumpster. Okay, sorry.
Well, here's a good example. Is what was that guy's name? Luca
Magnotta. Yeah.
Luca Magnotta, and he gets busted because he was trying to remove the body from the apartment, and the security cameras in the apartment. That was like the first lead on like, this is the guy.
Mm.
You know.
Mm.
So as like we advance further, I think it'll be harder. That's my hot take, is that you're just trying to, if you open up fire in a mall, you're gonna get as many as like 50 prostitutes on a pig farm.
Yeah, I think Robert Pickton was the last great serial killer. I think that's what we're trying to say here.
Yeah,
because after that, it was just too easy to get caught. Like, you get caught by all the different cameras, especially if, maybe Bruce MacArthur. He was the gay serial killer within the Toronto district, and he got caught between 2010 and 2017 before he ultimately got caught. But it was just like him on Grindr and all these different gay websites, and then the gay community had to get together to finally find this fucking absolutely
I'm on fire.
You're on fire?
Because of the green screen. It looks like, because this part of my jacket's green, so it looks like I'm on fire.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
I just noticed that right now.
Hell
Have you
yeah.
ever went and looked at like the top 10 list of like most bodies for serial killers
In Canada? Yes, actually, I have a list of
in the world?
That's totally not weird, by the way. Like, this is like a goal. Like, I have this competition. It's like a competition.
Well, it's on Wikipedia.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure is where I looked at it. And then I was like curious after watching the Dahmer series of like where he ranks up. Like, is he got the most kills, or like, but there's like dudes in Pakistan and shit like that are sitting in like the 200-300s.
Yeah.
If you're going to be like a serial killer, I think you have to move to like these desolate wastelands that are out there.
Maybe that's where they all went. That's why they don't exist
they
anymore.
Have to. You get away with it.
Well, at least over here, we can give like a somewhat of a number. We really tried. We put millions of dollars to know just how many people our serial killers are killing. But, in Colombia, Ecuador, and Venezuela, they're not going to fucking care. So it's going to be like, oh, he might have had 193 to 300 plus victims. So it'll just keep going like that. So, they're going to say that we are the sick people of this society, but I don't see any Canada or US. Okay, now finally we got some US here.
John Wayne Gacy.
Yeah, John Wayne Gacy and Jeffrey Dahmer, two of the sickest fucks that have been involved with serial killing, for sure.
Ted Bundy's up there. He was pretty twisted.
He was the one who got all the chicks loved that guy, right?
Yeah, he was a lady killer.
As they say. You probably never heard of this guy. So me and Lee have been watching horror movies all month. So we dedicated this month of October to just watching horror movies. So naturally we're like, what are all the serial killers that have been in Canada? What are they like? So we found this gem of a guy. Gilbert Paul Jordan, known as the Boozing Barber. So he's believed to have committed so-called alcohol murders in Vancouver. So what he would do is,
this is crazy.
He would get all these prostitutes and then he would dump alcohol down their throats. And he would get away with it for so long, and you could see the alcohol content in all these people that died, and that's how they found out who he was.
Like, they all died of alcohol poisoning, and like, look at their blood alcohol level, 0.76. Like, that is insane.
So how would this motherfucker do it? He would like funnel it down, and then he got out after like 5-10 years of him being in jail after getting caught on one of these. And then they just had to keep on saying like, hey, crazy warning, there's this guy who might do this. Do not take alcohol from him. And he just kept on trying to do the same thing after that. and they couldn't do anything about it. This crazy motherfucker. He killed like 8, probably more people with this specific method, and then he kept doing it after he got out, and they could barely do anything about it except give a fucking warning about it. That's creepy Canadian history, man.
That's kind of fun. Like, oh yeah, anything for a free drink, you win.
Sick.
And you'd get a haircut.
Yeah.
Too.
He would
That's
cut their
cool.
hair.
They go in for a haircut.
Well, I would go in just for the haircut and the free booze, but like, I would probably become victim. I'd be like, yes, fuck me up, dad. Or all that alcohol down my gullet. Fuck. Well, hell yeah. Where are you guys going next, man?
We're in Edmonton next, but I was gonna ask you, how close are you to Niagara?
Very close.
Yeah, I just moved in the last like 2 or 3 months, so I'm living close to Niagara now. Hell
So
yeah.
when you come to Ontario, is it 2 shows you guys are doing, Hamilton and Niagara?
No Hamilton, but we're in Niagara for the weekend, and then we go into Toronto. I can't remember where, and then maybe I can't remember the others. We're talking with another comedy club out that way, and then we fly out to Halifax and St. John and Fredericton.
Sweet.
Yeah. But I was gonna say, you want to do another guest spot when we're out there?
Hell yeah, I'd love to.
Okay,
And I might have some new songs for all the boys if they haven't seen anything.
Hell
They
yeah.
haven't seen
Awesome.
some shit like this yet. Hell
That's
yeah.
awesome. I will definitely be there because I love a good Danger Cat show. Amazing. Yeah.
Is it gonna be in movie theaters again?
No, it's in Yuck Yucks. So you're
Okay.
That's gonna be fucking awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we're finally getting to a spot where, we're attracting crowds big enough that comedy clubs and shit like that are cool with us coming through for a weekend. So
Amazing. That is
yeah.
so cool.
Hell yeah. You guys deserve it because you guys fucking crushed it
Yeah.
when you came to each city that I came with you guys to, man. Everyone
So
fucking
much
loved
fun.
it. Yeah, man. It was awesome hanging with you guys.
We'll have to put the
before and
schools
after.
on notice though for when Sam Walker comes, so we'll just have to
Yeah.
put out an APB.
Are all the yuck yucks like? Are they at least like a kilometer? Or how far do they have to be from a school? I don't know. Because I have the similar thing, but I just need to know.
I would assume further. I don't know.
It's all
You're
good.
good.
It's all good. If they want any candy, we'll come by and we'll even it out.
Yeah. Well, we'll just send Sam out in his underwear again, and that'll make sure the kids are all they've skedaddled. Hell yeah. Yeah, it'll be fun to go back out that way again.
Yeah, because the last time you guys didn't make it this quite like far south. You guys kind of stuck to the white belt, which is pretty based.
What'd you guys think of the States? Did they think that you were Canadian in any way, or like what did they think about you?
Well, we were in Minnesota for the first one, so it's like their accent is so close to ours.
Mm.
They just like say their O's just a little. They're like more ooh.
Yeah, the Fargo accent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And fucking the one, some girl said something to me and she said though, and it was like though. I was like, what the fuck are you saying to me? It's a very odd accent.
They're like Canadians on crack, man.
Yeah, they are.
Like, Fargo, that movie, that really is them. They're like the real Canadian hicks. They're the ones who actually are the Canadian stereotype.
Totally. Yeah, like they're like an Ontario accent that you would find like far north. I can't think of a city, but if you go in the sticks of Ontario, that's what I envision you hearing. Because I don't get that. We don't get that out here, like that heavy, like
out east maybe.
Yeah, out east.
Yeah.
But there's like I don't know. They're. It was cool. don't. But it was just like it was so close to Canada that it was like, and there was even a few that like pay attention to Canadian politics. I think there was a lot of dags there.
Sweet.
Yeah. A lot of border crossers, a lot of people right on the edge of that, right? Yeah.
Totally.
Hell yeah, man.
Amazing.
Fucking A. But I'm gonna run. I'm gonna go grab something to eat. I just seen that you sent me an invite while I was chilling downstairs, so I was gonna pop up. But it was thanks for having me on your show, Edge.
No, thank you so
and-
much for coming on, man. I'm glad to have you on my Halloween stream, brother.
Hell
Say
yeah.
goodbye to Base Barbie, Base Ken. Hell yeah. We just got out of Barbie World, and things are just blowing our mind ever since we got out of that feminist utopia there, brother.
Oh yeah. Yeah, what are you liking most since your experience outside of that?
Well, we
All
joined
the
a
other
club.
pussy.
We
Sorry,
joined a
what?
club. We joined a club where we are active and
Yeah, active with other white people.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
working out and going on hikes.
No, you
and
can't say that. You can't say
drinking raw milk.
that. Oh no, you can't be healthy. No,
That's
you
fed
can't be-
posting. That's
Yes,
literally
that's
fed posting.
No, you don't want to do that.
Gross.
Yuck! Ew! Sick.
Hell yeah. Well,
All right.
enjoy the new world based Barbie and Ken.
Yes, we'll see you in Niagara when you come here.
Sounds good.
Right.
Can't
It's
wait to see
amazing.
you
Cheers,
guys
brother.
again. Cheers.
All right. All right. It was awesome to have some guests like that.
Yeah.
You know what? I think we're gonna take a bit of a break. We'll go on for a bit more. We'll see if we have any more guests coming, and then we'll probably wrap it up. if
Okay.
we don't have any more
Sounds
guests
good.
coming. All right. We'll see you guys back in a bit. Hold on. I'm gonna play some break songs for you guys. Let's fucking go. All right.
Muted.
All right. Thank you so much. We just had an official sound check in our house telling us that we're muted.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing that for us. It was only about 2 minutes. Okay, so we're good. So thank you so much for Ferryman and Uncle Hack for coming on. And yes, Donkey Donglong, Danger Cats are coming to Ontario, as you probably heard. They're coming to Niagara, and I might be opening for them. That's going to be an awesome time. You also say, watch Zodiac Killer. Yes. These serial killer documentaries are fucking very entertaining.
I don't know. I don't get into the series of serial killers. I don't know.
I feel like
they're sometimes interesting. Like, I like the interrogation videos of interviewing serial killers, but I've never actually gotten into the series about them, like on Netflix or anything.
Right. Like the psychology.
I like watching like the real like interrogation videos and stuff like that. I think those are interesting.
Like real journalist shit. I get what you're saying. Dr. Genstein is saying, "Hey, my Negro, it's been a while." Well, it's good to see you back here, Genstein. Yeah, we're just chilling.
Yeah, go to the dangercats.com website to see, I think, future dates and for tickets and stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look that up right
asking.
now. Danger Cats.
I think it's the Danger Cats, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna drop the tickets in each chat, just so anyone who wants to buy tickets can do that. Let's fucking go. Drop it in YouTube, Rumble, and Entropy.
Oh no, it's just Danger Cats. My bad.
Alright, there we have it. So we're just chilling now.
Yep.
We were talking about serial killers for a while there. So
Mm-hmm.
I do think it is crazy that we went from a society that had serial killers where it would take them like decades to do all these crazy serial kills, and then even somebody like Jeffrey Dahmer, like he would get caught by police, and then the police would be like, "What are you doing with this underage boy?" And he'd be like, "Oh, I'm just getting him home." And they'd be like, "Okay." Don't listen to his cries. He's just misbehaving. And they'd be like, "Okay." And then he would get home, and then like
that was very high trust society back then. I
high
guess.
trust society, which in some ways might not be good in that situation. But usually it doesn't happen like that, right? But nowadays, people just they go around and they just shoot everybody up, they kill everybody, and they focus only on like the white people that do it, obviously, because they want to make an example out of people. They want to say that it's white supremacists that are doing all this shit. But what you need to see is that every week something like this happens. So this is a Halloween themed news story, but look what fucking happened here. So right here you have, well, man charged with 15 counts of attempted first-degree murder in Chicago Halloween party shooting.
Chicago? No way. That seems so surprising. A shooting in Chicago?
And a guy that looks like that?
Weird.
No, crazy.
That's
Don't
insane.
Say it ain't so.
That's gotta be a fairy tale.
So there's like a myth of like white shooters that this is what white people do. This is a white person thing. But this thing happens every single day of the year. Multiple times for a week at least. This guy, he put a bullet in 15 people. The only thing is that he wasn't dedicated enough to really kill people with his assault, and he just did it on a whim. But you have to think, this guy, on a whim, just started to shoot at random people, and he was willing to put 15 bullets into people and more from the bullets that he shot. Like, it could have gone way more, and it could have killed people. He didn't actually kill anybody, thankfully. Maybe somebody might die from these injuries in the future. But think about that. Think about how fucking crazy that is, and you'll never hear this guy's name.
So did anyone at this party? Did anyone at this party have a gun to stop him?
Right.
That's what I want to know.
One thing, this is just like a guy who got kicked out of a Halloween party. That's all it fucking took. There's maybe some other story behind it. Who knows? Who cares? Like, and yes, maybe somebody else had a legal gun at this party. Maybe somebody had an illegal gun to stop this guy.
That's what I mean.
But that's absolutely fucking crazy. Yet they will focus in on like the white shooter trope to say that it's like gun control that's the bad thing. It's white supremacists. When in fact, like you look at something like Nathaniel Veltman, who we've been talking about for a bit. Like this guy. So this guy committed mass homicide in my hometown. So now we're going to get a bit more serious. Then we'll probably end it off a bit after this. But Nathaniel Veltman, he's this guy in 2021 in the summer. He ran over a Muslim family with his truck. And he got charged with terrorism charges. And we didn't know what he was actually thinking up until about like a couple months ago when he's actually been going to trial. So this guy, Nathaniel Veltman, he's pleading now not guilty, saying that he got radicalized by far-right online content, for one, that he was also mentally ill, like he had a bunch of like OCD that made him like
he was autistic and has OCD or something.
And then made him focus in on all that shit. And then he took shrooms like a couple times, and the shrooms made him do it.
It's weird too because he admitted that he did it in the police interrogation, like after it happened. So he admitted that he did it, and he's still going to trial. I don't know if he's pleading insanity or to say that he wasn't in the right frame of mind, or if they're trying to prove that he planned this out beforehand, or if it was like an off the cuff sort of thing. I think that's kind of what their angle is. But yeah, like them now making him list all of these conspiracies that he's been following, and that is the potential for his radicalization, is just crazy to me, because it's gonna they're gonna crack down on free speech and all sorts of stuff.
I'll give a few reasons why that's so crazy. Is because like most of these websites that he was looking at that they mentioned, like Alex Jones or even other so-called white nationalist websites, they don't mention anything about doing horrific acts like that. And if they do, then focus in on them. But instead, they're trying to say that these people have conspiracy theories, so that they're telling lies that are leading him towards that direction. Well, how do you know that they're telling lies? We're saying that a lot of these people, like Alex Jones, like Paul Joseph Watson, like all these people who are talking about black on white or minority on white violence, which is what he cited as one of his motivating factors, that those things are actually real and that they are happening. But that does not justify what he did whatsoever. And that's not what anybody is saying. But yet they will use that kind of thing against like anybody who is trying to tell truth to all their lies. And that's basically one of the things that we got to fight against. And we gotta understand that they're going to use this court case to try to shut down our freedom of speech. And we got to be able to argue against their specific arguments where they're saying that that far-right online content radicalized him to violence.
And it's not even necessarily just far-right content. It was specifically immigration. So they're really focusing on him being against immigration, and that's what radicalized him. Being against immigration, the flooding of all the illegal immigrants that are coming here, is the main focus as to why he would do this. So does that even mean like now we can't talk about? Is that where it's going? Like we're all going to be vilified for being against immigration?
And it's so crazy because you could just think about it like this. If somebody is getting kicked out of their apartment because they didn't pay their rent, and then they go on a shooting spree, is it because of the laws that made it so that they got kicked out of their apartment because they didn't pay their rent? No, you would never blame it on that. But what they're trying to do is use everything that they can to scapegoat white people. So we've got to defend ourselves against these blood libel attacks that come against us constantly. And, you know, we're joking around and making content talking about like serial killers and mass shooters. But this is what's happening nowadays, is that there's mass shooters all the time, and everybody is just jumping the gun to blame the other side, to say that their side was innocent and the other side was the one who was doing like all the damage there, and then it's an example of their situation, right?
Well, and here's a good example too, is the tranny shooter. That was someone from the left that committed a mass shooting. And we never got the manifesto or a reason, like a motive for why they did that, right? We still don't have the motive for why they did that. And they've kind of swept it under the rug. They haven't talked about it in a long time, and we're still waiting for that manifesto. But because it's not part of their narrative, it goes against their narrative. They're trying to, they would, if it was, someone like Nathaniel Veltman, he's like being talked about and stuff like that, and he's going to be made an example out of. But now that it's like a tranny shooter, it's like it's totally disappeared.
Yeah, even Robert Card, they're kind of disappearing it because they couldn't go for a white supremacy angle. It was clearly a mental illness. He was hearing voices in his head. So we probably won't hear more about that. But as long as they could blame it on white people, they will prop it up for sure. But I think we got a new
Whoa!
Guest here. Is this
a guy who has no gun aim, can't hit targets?
Darth Wider?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on.
That's a stormtrooper. They can never hit their targets, those darn stormtroopers.
I rushed to get here.
Nice.
What's up?
That's awesome.
I gotta take this off. You can't stream like this.
Yeah, it's probably super sweaty. Stormtroopers used to be my favorite out of the whole. I don't know. I like the sound of like how they would when they would walk. I don't know. I really liked stormtroopers when I was little watching Star Wars.
Yeah, and then they like equated it with race struggle and the whole new thing, and yeah, it just kind of
no way because they're white.
Well, yeah, but also because the guy was black. The one stormtrooper was black. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, that was like a thing.
I forgot about that. I try and block those versions of Star Wars out of my mind. Like I only like the first 3 that exist.
Yeah, 100%. Lee, you're a jack-o'-lantern. What's going on?
What's that?
You're a jack-o'-lantern. You're glowing on the inside.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's because part of my jacket's green, so like the green screen, I'm on fire. I'm literally on fire.
Her sex is on fire, bro. Well, I'm glad to have you join me. I'm just going to read a couple super chats now. We have Donkey Dongalong saying, sweet. February, they'll be here. I'll see you there. You know I love you both. Maybe Lee a bit more, but whatever. Oh no. Ken is pissed, and he's going to descend the patriarchy upon you,
Donkey Dongalong's awesome.
Yeah.
He's on Team Barbie. Okay.
We're like dag buddies. I took him to the military gym because I live right next to a military base, and that's where I go to work out. It's awesome, great motivation. So
nice.
Anyways, I brought Donkey with me on Saturday. We took some videos, but I never put them together. I've just been go since then. But yeah, it was good. I taught him how to do deadlifts, and we did this little circuit thing where like you do deadlifts and farmer's carry, and then I brought him over to the Olympic rings, and yeah, it was a good time, man. It was a good time.
Awesome.
Hell yeah, man.
Some steaks after.
You guys working out? Whoa, that's pretty radical and extreme.
Yeah. I want to grow the group, and I want us to be active, and maybe we could do hikes.
Whoa.
Whoa, you're gonna get yourself on a watch list there or something, brother.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, we'll definitely come by. Especially, I think you're more so in my area when I go visit my parents' house. That'd be fucking sick.
Yeah. For
Right.
sure.
Well, I want to mention some more super chats on Entropy. We have Jenstein saying, "Don't leave me now. Just joined. It's going off here. I could blast my shotgun and no one would react. Let's get weird tonight."
Let's get weird.
Is this something that we want to be a part of? Are we going to be like implicated in some kind of fucking crime going on here tonight? I don't know.
Dr. Jensen could be the next serial killer.
Yeah, he's saying he has a hyper focus on Edgy D's belly button. I wish that I could crop this out, but I will get abs for you soon, Jensen.
You could have just wore a shirt.
No.
You could have.
No. People need to see my chiseled fucking pectoral muscles, okay?
Did you trim your happy trail for the occasion? Like, did you just get rid of it?
No, that's all I have. That's literally all the chest / body hair that I have. So no, I'm not gonna get rid of it. Okay, Tofu, I'm
I
not a
took off my
fucking
shirt, I'm still
greasy,
wearing
hairy
one.
Italian like you. Okay.
Yeah, I'm swarthy as fuck.
So Donkey is saying, no, yo, Tofu, fuck. Why isn't it a Friday? Yeah, I think Donkey Donglon wants to stay up all night.
Are you
with us.
streaming this Friday, Pete?
Saturday. And
Saturday.
I have a real cool guest. He's
yeah.
his name's John Brisson, and the cool thing about him is that he's like Jay Dyer, but a little more like I guess you would say autistic.
Based.
I like that.
He has like an encyclopedia mind, and he can connect the conservative ink to the theosophists of the early the early 20th century, late 19th century. Like we're talking Helena Blavatsky, Alice Bailey, all these people, the Rockefellers and their Benai birth thing.
Okay, kind of like Schofield, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. He's 100%. He's that guy. He's the guy that will take us from current conservative ink. I don't know how well versed he is in Canadian politics or the Canadian side of it, but I've crafted the interview enough that we should be able to it should be relevant enough to us. You know, we should be able to get something out of it. So I'm really interested or excited about that.
Plus some sick ass beats.
Yeah. I've done this thing with Tupac and House and funk, and then like I got Aretha Franklin as well, and it's really cool. So it's gonna be a good one. Yeah.
You revive them all from the dead in order to make the song with you. That's fucking
resurrected.
That's fucking awesome, man.
You guys were talking about spooky stuff though, and it's Halloween, so I wanted to come on it because I'm really good with spooky stuff.
Ooh, okay.
I have
okay,
spooky stories. So I've mentioned this before on
hold on. Let's just let me get all the super chats out of the way, and then we'll get on with it. Okay? So on Rumble, we have Chucky's Extremist Circus saying, North Bay just got dumped on, but melted before nightfall. So, yeah, the snow is coming.
Oh, he's talking about snow.
Yeah, winter is fucking coming.
They didn't literally get dumped on. Okay.
I got it last night. Here in Barrie.
Really?
Like, well, I'm just outside of Barrie, but like Barrie got it. It was wet snow. I got bald front tires, so it was fun to try to get home. But yeah, it was gone before I woke up. It's all right.
Oof. Yeah, it's inevitable at this point.
It's coming here. Yeah, fuck yeah. Well, Diaga Goyam is saying, hey, Pete, cheers, Edgy. Lee, happy Halloween, all. And then some Dag
HH.
Appreciate it. $14. Yeah, that's a good number. Thank you, man. Dagalonian saying, had one white kid come to my door in blackface. Instead of trick or treat, he said, ooga booga. Tag child. Holy
How about
fuck.
instead of 14, we get an $88 super chat?
Yeah, let's get an $88 super chat. I like the way this guy thinks. All right, so what spooky stuff did you have in mind that you want to talk about?
Well, it's real spooky stuff, man. Like, okay, so my dad, he was a bit of a construction baron. He was the brother of a very prominent construction supplier in Toronto. Okay. And so when he was 31, he decided to build a house. And that was the house that I was to grow up in. He essentially had it, he contracted it out, and he planned it and built it himself, but it was his magnum opus of his life. He was getting his wife set up and being a good husband and all that. Anyways, 34, he woke up one day and died. He had a heart attack. Boom, done. I was 4 years old. So it was big tragedy. Like, nobody expected it. This house was his thing. Like, it was his mind developed it. Like, it had his dream garage, his dream basement, his dream kitchen. Everything was just, he put into it. Had the Titanic stairs, like it was, the typical Italian, like marble everywhere, all that stuff. That was his thing.
Plastic covering on the couches.
No, that's the generation before. So anyways, shortly after that, my mom, she kind of had a bit of a nervous breakdown, and she went from being a devout Catholic to joining a Pentecostal church because my uncle, he had gone that way. So after a young kid, after your pops passed away, what happens, it's typical for young boys to have nightmares because there's like a fear complex. You don't have your protector, right? I was having nightmares. My mom didn't know who to look to. She looked to her new pastor. So he came over to the house to pray and to get rid of any evil spirits. And this Pentecostal guy, it's a Pentecostal guy, all right? That's all I got to say is this is like a guy who does Rockstar Church, okay? He comes in and he does like a pseudo exorcism of my house. Well, a week later, he was repairing his house and he fell off a ladder and broke his neck, died.
Whoa.
Yeah. And like, that's always been like a spooky story in my family. We've always considered it connected because, like, you know, my dad was in that house. That was his, because, okay, so and then this gets into ghosts and the nature of ghosts, right? So when you think of spirituality, a good way to broach that conversation is through ideation, all right? So when you think of the word magic, you can connect that to the word imagination or imaging, or your brain's imaging faculty, right? So if I say I have an idea and you have that idea as well, where does that idea exist? You could say it exists in your mind, or you could say it exists in the mental dimension, right? The dimension of the mind. And so this is what we're talking about when we talk about spirits, okay? It's the image that they have, like a photocopy, like they've impressed that image on reality. So a good way of putting it is, let's say somebody close to you or close to your family passes away, and then you go to their house, and then you go to the place where they normally sit, and then you kind of like, you can really still feel their presence, you know, you like that is what a ghost is. And that's really real. And those forces can actually motivate people and different things in different ways. And so when you talk about these forces, you're talking about the metaphysical, all right? And that broaches you into demonology, right? Because demons exist in this metaphysical plane, right? And so an easy way to explain demons to people today is by looking at all the different interest groups that we have, right? So feminism, even us, like when we advocate for our own cultures or whiteness specifically, that has the ability to demonize, to turn into, for instance, what's happening out in the Middle East right now. It's easy to become possessed by taking a camp, right? Like for me personally, what this has been an exercise in not letting hate overwhelm my perspective, right? Because that is the demon taking control. And we don't really see it that way, right? Because we're such materialists. But when you start to think of ideas and the mind in this spiritual way, these interpretations become much more apparent, much more like real.
So you're saying that like maybe the influence of hate is a matter of demons impressing upon you?
It's a passion.
Like, it's a passion, and maybe there's like demonic muses? Or do you think that maybe that hate is counteracted, like hate is the counterbalance to love, because without love you can't hate?
Wrong.
Right? No,
Wrong.
Is that not
Wrong.
like what like Satan and God is?
So, okay, so
The counterbalance
is a passion. Okay. God in the Bible hates certain things. Hate is a passion. Okay. Passions are your tether to that world, the mind world, right? Because when you feel something that happens in the mind world, you feel it through emotion. And that is the connection that you have between your physical self and that dimension, spiritual dimension. Okay. So when you're thinking about evil, right? What the opposite of love is evil. Okay. And so what you have there is not an absence, or sorry, is not an opposite. It's not like it's an absence. So it's instead of like saying it's A and B, it's like hot and cold.
So
Whereas,
instead,
like,
the opposite of love is not hate. It's not love. It's the absence of love, is what
evil.
you're trying to say.
Yeah, the opposite of love is evil.
So it depends which one you feed, then, right?
So not
which one you put your energy.
So
into.
the lack of love is evil, then.
Yes. Well, and that's essentially when you look into Christian theology, that is what the devil is described as. The devil's never personified in the Bible as an individual. All right. The devil is personified as a spirit, the spirit of perdition, the man of perdition, or an enemy, which is a macrocosm, right? So you can think of like a germ or a virus, that's a microcosm. Think of a macrocosm, which is like, think of us as the different cells to a major structure, right? Did that make sense to you?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. Okay. Jog my mind a bit. So that way, like, what?
So evil, the opposite of so good and evil. Sorry, I need you to jog my mind.
So think of this. When you are dealing with fire, a good idiom is you can fight fire with fire, right?
Yeah.
Now, obviously,
you need to bring a gun to a gunfight instead of a knife to a gunfight, right?
You could get burned when you fight fire with fire, right? And that is the idea of fighting emotion with emotion, right? Now, if you want to personify evil, you wouldn't personify it as fire. You would personify it as cold. All right. You can't fight cold with cold. You just make more cold. You can fight fire with fire by taking away its fuel, burning it. You could burn that fuel up. That's what they do. That's how you fight fire with fire, is you burn the fuel that the bigger fire would have taken, right? You do burn backs and all that. But when it comes to cold, you can't do that, right? You make more cold. And so does that make sense now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we
were kind of talking about that earlier. I don't know if you were listening.
I don't know. I'm skeptical about all of this. It almost sounds like homeopathic medicine, where it's just like, if you drop a bit of this medicine, like this, it sounds like vaccines. Like, oh, we have a bit of this antidote. We're gonna inject you with this virus so that you can become immune to it. It sounds like a bunch of bullshit, like a bunch of logic. It's like what is true, and what is right. What is scientific is correct. Whether like the Jews that are in charge want to say that COVID vaccines work, and then we say it's not, and then we'll say that a lot of people are science cucks because they say that we're science deniers, but we know the real science that it doesn't actually work in the way that they say it does, right?
That is how you build your immune system, though. So comparing it to that, like getting a virus would boost your immune system. So that's not really, because that does.
I'm just saying all these games with logic. It's just like you can't fight good with evil. You have to have one dose of good and one dose of evil.
I understand. You're misunderstanding. Okay, so you can deal with somebody who is emotional by approaching their emotions. Okay. So if somebody is dealing with rage, or if they're dealing with like a lot of hate, you can approach them by dealing with their emotions. Whether it's, you can fight that type of fire with love, right? You can fight that type of fire with hate as well. If a little boy is being an unruly little brat, you can punish him because you hate his behavior. You understand? But if that boy, all right, is being a piece, like a junk kid, right, and you're not mindful in the way that you discipline and you take it to the point of abuse, what have you done? You've just turned that kid into the serial killers you were just talking about.
Yep.
Right.
Okay. Yep.
So it's all right. This is the whole idea of Christian philosophy. I tried to explain this to Derek a couple weeks ago on Plaid Army. You have reason, ethic, passion. All right. And passion is that door. It's that door that we possess. We possess passion. That is, we have it in us. We have love. Right. And so
reason, ethic, passion.
Yes.
Okay,
right?
I can understand that. That's
ethos, pathos, right? Yeah. And so, in this very same way, that passion can also link you into the underworld. All right, and when you're saying the underworld, you're saying things that will bring you like calamity, chaos, badness. It'll only hurt you and others around you. Right? It's a very simple, it's divine simplicity. It's very simple, but it's also kind of tough to grasp.
Well, how subjective is it? How subjective is it? Right? Because some societies will see some things as good, and some societies will see things as bad. And of course, we have developed the society as great white man who understand that sympathy is a good thing and that we shouldn't hurt each other and we should be good to each other and we should be honest. These are some kind of ethics, like you said that it's reason, ethics,
exactly,
and passion, and we have developed this. But I do think that equality is a myth. So when you're looking at people from all across the world, like Africa or whatever else, in different states of evolution in the evolutionary process that all living beings are going through, and you're gonna tell me that like we have a common ground? Like, yes, we have a common ground, and we should live by some certain standards, and we should live by honesty. But at the same time, it's like, what the fuck is going on? I don't think that there's some same soul that's permeating all of us, like from the beetle in the ground, from 1 million years ago, when the evolution first started. Where does the soul permeate into all of us? Well, now I agree with your concept of like the ethics and
that's the thing,
all
though,
that though,
Edgy,
right?
That's a big
is
question.
that concept very easily, like in a symbolic way, and also in a metaphorical way, very easily laps on to the Christian concept of the Trinity. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. All right. And so when you start to think of the civilizations that progressed towards the Renaissance, right? All the civilizations that got there were Christian. All right. The other ones, they didn't. All right. Like Mao, they had to do the Great Leap Forward. All right. The Christians, they were the ones that and this goes back to the holidays, like you guys were discussing before, right? So when you look at Christmas, what are you showing at Christmas? You're showing two different things there. You have the pagan history, but it's also Eurocentric culture. Okay, this is European culture. That's why when people say, "Oh, Santa's the devil," I get pissed off, because now you're going against European culture, right? So what is being expressed there at Christmas is that this is the darkest time of the year. This is the moment of the year where darkness is almost overtaking the light. And that is when time switches so that light begins to overtake the darkness. That's why we celebrate Jesus's birth there, because it's when you're at the bottom, it's when you're at the lowest, when all your ego and your material crap has been taken out of you. That's when you see Christ, right? That's when
This is deep, bro.
Yeah.
Are you equivocating like Jesus' birth and like the time of the year, like Christmas, to the pagan holidays, like in summer solstice and all that stuff?
What the Catholics did that in a attempt to in an attempt
to mask them, because was it the Jews?
Not to mask them, but to integrate integrate the pagan concepts into their astrotheology. Okay, so all the other guys, they do the birthday on the 9th of January, right? Like even Italians, we do a thing where we have another feast on the 9th of January, and that's considered Jesus's passion, because that's when he was circumcised, I believe. There's all sorts of different things that they have different symbolic meanings, but basically what it's doing is mapping out basic concepts of humanity that link us, that tether us to the spiritual world, which links us all together.
So you're saying really that does. Like kind of like the pagan rituals and all the pagan like festivals, like summer solstice and all the stuff, they got integrated with like the Catholic religion, and now that's why we have like Easter, where we're gonna go look for all the Easter eggs. Like, because when you think about Easter, you think, oh, we're celebrating and we're going to church. Me as a Catholic, on Friday we would go for Good Friday, because that's when Jesus died, right? That's when he was crucified, like a Passion of the Christ.
The incorporation of the European traditions into the Catholic tradition is what created the push for civilization that Europe is known for. Is that very concept, the idea of looking at these other cultures and with love, rather than to say they're all just backwards farmers, is that very idea of trying to be Christ-like to people who are not like yourself, that created European dominance.
We're seeing it inverted though, right? Like
exactly,
it's being changed right before our very eyes. Like that history or that tradition's being totally stripped away from the real meaning. So yeah, when people say it's like satanic or like a pagan holiday, like I was just talking about earlier, like I mean it like in the sense of like now, like the way it is being subverted.
Everything is
put upside down,
corrupted these days, right? Everything's corrupted. When you look at Christmas, I always like to, that's the one that I like to J-pill people with. I've said it a few times on this show, I think, is that all Christmas carols that don't mention Jesus were written by Jews.
Yeah, Christmas carols is probably like an invention.
That is the most red pill.
The last century or two, right? Yeah, and it's popular Christmas songs. So I want to shout out some super chats on Entropy. We got Dr. Jensen saying Lee is from Toronto.
How did he know that?
Because he's like a CSIS agent, I think, or he's just telepathic.
How did he know that?
He's got a crystal ball. He's practicing Jew
Did
magic.
I say the word Toronto, and that's how he knows I'm from Toronto? Because I don't pronounce the T.
You're not in Toronto because you don't pronounce the T. What?
Yeah, that's like a whole thing. Like that's how you can tell people are from Toronto, is because they say Toronto, they don't say Toronto and pronounce the last T.
Everybody
like
up to the French River talks like that, though.
Edgy Alberta. So that's weird because, no, I'm not from Alberta, but my mom is the only one out of her 12 siblings who moved from Alberta.
Okay,
so she was from she's from Beaumont, Alberta, like a small country town in Alberta. and French. So she moved there to Montreal and met my dad there, and then moved to Orangeville. But she's the only one who doesn't live in Alberta out of like 12 siblings. So I think he's at least half right. This is fucking creepy.
That's weird.
Like Moodzy Tabernac. I learned a little bit of shit from that. Oh fuck. Jenstein is
He's on to
freaking me
us.
out.
He's on to us.
Tofu East Coast. You're from the East Coast, brother?
Nah, brother. I was born and raised in and around Highway 9 and 27. I've been in the rural Ontario my whole life. I've left maybe 4 times.
Where were your ancestors from, though? The East Coast or from Naples? Were your ancestors?
Ago, they were in the mountains of Italy.
Yeah, I figured they were like the Costa
donkeys
Nostra, right?
Yeah. Well, no, we were Hicks. We're straight up Hicks. And then my grandfather, when he came here, he got caught up in a lot of real bad shit. I got letters in the other room that are minutes from the, like, it's like an Italian secret society is like a mob, but not a mob.
Oh, half mobs. I hate those.
It's like the Black Hand sort of thing.
Right. Well, Jenstein is also saying tofu has inspired me to eat some shrooms. So
yeah, that was pretty deep.
Look at what you look what you done, buddy. Yeah.
That's where my mind is at, like at a regular, to be honest, guys.
Yeah, you gave me some stuff to think about for sure. It's very interesting.
I honestly implore you to read the C.S. Lewis Ransom trilogy.
Oh yeah, I saw you were reading C.S. Lewis. I was like,
oh my god,
awesome.
it's blowing my mind. It's like Dostoevsky, but ingestible for a Anglo-minded person. Like, I was raised in Canada, right? So like, yeah, it's really good stuff. It's a little occult. Because he was a bit of, I don't know if you want to call him occult. Later on in his life, C.S. Lewis went from being like a Christian theologian to like a theosophist, like a straight up occultist. But this was slightly before that, and it's really good. It takes the ideas from the Kabbalion and then mixes it into Christian theology and puts it into like a space sort of setting.
Wow, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out for sure.
So what's the deal? Are demons and shit real? Because we gotta fucking figure this out.
You have demons and you have devils. They're two different things.
Yeah. Well, hey, hold on a second. We're watching all these scary movies, and I'm like, Lee, shut up. I'll bring in a Ouija board if I fucking want. And I'll summon Paimon, all these stupid retarded demons if I want. It's not going to do shit. You're being retarded. It's literally Hasbro. Yeah, I know Hasbro is owned by the Jews.
Yeah.
Hasbro is owned by the Jews. Okay, yeah. It's fucking stupid, though. It's a fucking board game.
No.
I'm going to, like, troll you. And
that's what they want you to think. It's just a board game.
Oh, what? And then we're going to be haunted after that? And, like, hell, let's make a movie out of it. Let's start rigging our cameras up. Maybe we'll start seeing some things flying across the counter. And then we'll be the first people in this world who could actually see things moving. No. This is bullshit.
Look,
this is fucking bullshit. Fucking bullshit.
You're mocking them, and my lights just turned red.
Yeah,
they're
because
like,
you're low on battery.
Like, we will not be mocked.
Nope.
I'm mocking them. I'll keep mocking them. Hell,
listen. There's.
Do demons not deserve to be mocked if they exist?
Demons you can mock. You can mock demons. Devils you cannot. You cannot mock
fuck
devils. Devils will the difference between a demon and a devil is a devil is a principle. A demon is more of is an emotion. It's a passion. And so, but a devil is a principle, and when you mock devils, you cause chaos.
Yeah, I'll pass on that.
Well, okay, so what if I were to buy a Ouija board and then I were to go in this basement and I were to film it and I'll be like, look how retarded this bullshit is. Hey, are there any demons gonna be summoned? It's so stupid. Like, is that how demons are? Is that how pathetic they are that they would just start moving my hands? Like, are we just Hollywood? This is Jew Hollywood bullshit that you guys are buying into, and you think that literally Hasbro Ouija board is gonna do anything? Come on. We should be laughing at this. We should be mocking it.
Why do you want to talk? Why do you want to talk to them anyways?
I don't want to talk to them. I want to prove to everyone who's like pretending like it's actually real that it's fucking not, and to just make a mockery out of it.
They're
That's
real.
What I want to do. No.
The Christians always say you shouldn't get a tattoo because you shouldn't mar your temple, right? Because in the Bible it says, "Do not mar the temple. Your body is a temple."
Yeah.
All right. But when you actually look at anatomy, you have a temple, right? So point to your temple. All right. Don't mar your temple. That's your mind. All right.
Okay.
Think about that. All right. Garbage in, garbage out. When you interact with these evil concepts, whether it's this stuff here, like the Ouija board, or like you were talking about earlier, that movie Hereditary. That guy's
That's a good movie. It was a good movie. She liked the movie.
Dude.
She liked the movie, but she doesn't like Ouija boards. Oh
the
wow!
two movies
Wow!
that
Wow!
I thought it was
put
scary.
out are in like they're obviously evil. They're obviously
The movie is evil,
movies.
dude. You just watched an evil movie. See, it's totally fucking
I
stupid.
did watch an evil movie.
No,
It doesn't.
And what does it do?
Ari
It does
Aster
not make
was
you
the
feel good,
director
does it?
and
It doesn't-
writer.
Like, it's spooky and it stimulates you, and then like a couple days later, you're like, "Yeah, that was fun." But when after you're watching, you're like, "This feels sickly." Like that's the.
I don't
that's the-
feel that.
Even E. Michael Jones will explain to you what you're doing. You're opening your gate further and further and further, right? Because who is the most interested in horror statistically? It's people who have gone through traumas or people
Chicks?
who are sexually perverted.
Yeah, they compare like horror movies to porn almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are kind of. Yeah,
And
it is like gratuitous violence or whatever else. Yeah.
Well, look what happens to people who watch too much porn. Look what happens to people who perform in porn. Same thing, man. It ruins your brain. Overstimulation causes you to, like, you see all the gore that's going on about the Middle East and like all that crap in Ukraine. You watch that stuff and it's vibes, man. It's actual vibes. And this is where real evil lies, man. This is the
Well, is it where
indifference to
strength
that
lies
is
too?
Coldness, right?
Because if you're involved in that war, you need to see the death in order to be able to be prepared for what you might be involved with if you're going to go fight. You know,
There
a
is
lot of us
context which you could rationalize it, yeah, but overarching, what is happening there? You're ingesting news and you're desensitizing yourself. You specifically, you're not going there, right? So what are you doing? You're desensitizing yourself. And what does that
I'm
do?
watching watch people watch people die on Reddit before it got banned in the 2017s and 18s, and I saw every video about how people died in popular viral videos from top to bottom. So
And
I
it's
know
so
how
bad.
people die, and I'm desensitized to it. I can handle watching any of that shit. No demons coming into my house, but also at the same time, I will understand how I'm going to avoid dying in those similar situations.
But do you think
Hell,
those
it
beautiful
happens.
white girls in the fields in Europe, do you think they knew any, like those women of tradition, those strong men in Northern Europe? Do you think they marred their brains with things like that? Do you think they focused on things like that in order to reach the pinnacles of society that they did?
No.
They didn't.
No.
They focused
What
on
did
what
their
was beautiful and true and aesthetic that pushed us forward, as opposed to lying in shit like a bunch of freaking Punjabs. You understand what I mean?
An open air toilet society. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Pete's right.
This is the overarching point here, is that when you allow these demonic and evil concepts into your life, you create a sludge in your soul, right? And it keeps you from reaching the pinnacles that you could if you were in good vibes, experiencing God's love, right? God wants you to wake up happy. He wants you to. But if you're going to go to bed after watching our people die, you're not going to wake up feeling the best you possibly could, right?
That's right. So I did watch all horror movies all this month, every weekend. with Lee, and it was pretty keck. I had a great time. I don't usually like horror movies, and I would never usually watch them, but it was a lot of fun, and I don't care. And I had a lot of scary dreams where I was being stabbed to death. I was fighting for my life constantly. I had a dream where I was looking after a baby, and then the baby just crawled out, and I was like, "Hey, get back here!" And then he crawled out the door and got eaten by a boa constrictor. I was like, "Oh no!" Like
stress
crazy
dreams, bro.
shit. And then I wake up and I'm like,
ashwagandha, bring your cortisol down.
yeah, I wake up and I'm like, okay, I'm fine though. So, you know what? I'm fine. I could deal with the horrors of my dream. It makes the everyday life a lot easier to live. Because
This is your brain on horror
dealing with
movies.
horrors in his dream.
So I've already dealt with it. So I could deal with anything in my waking life. That's how I feel about it.
It's a good movie.
It's called exposure therapy. You know, you're a bit scared, so you expose yourself to it, and then you're done. You know.
Yeah.
Every life, the day of an Edgy D is just like go to bed, get stabbed 1,000,000 times by dark demonic clowns, then you wake up at you go to bed at 10 p.m. You wake up at 1 a.m. and there's a witch sitting on your chest and she's stabbing you.
If you're Edgy D, though, you're not going to bed at 10 p.m.
You know the Wojak that looks like this? 1 second. Where he's like, and his hair's all out and he's like all messed up and he can't like, he's like sketched all over and his eyes are red and he's like, oh. You're the Wojak that's like that with the happy face in front with the mask, you know, like.
So I'm
like,
coping. You're saying that I'm coping.
Yes.
I didn't know you're my therapist.
100 times better to be like to have your frontal lobe nice and cleansed and able to talk, right? It's 100 times better. I don't think you're actually that way, but I think
I'm telling you, I'm a fucking badass. I go to bed. I fight off demons every night.
I know because you practice things like no fap basically, right? And you also try and keep yourself healthy in other ways, right? But like this past month, what you've been doing with horror is no different than taking up a casual porn addiction, right?
No.
Yeah. I agree.
We did it together.
I know. I agree.
You're a porn addict too.
Down a notch. That's all I'm saying. It's comparable. I'm not saying that it's the same thing. I'm saying
no. I agree.
Derek
I agree.
Coomer,
It wasn't even that good. I was trying to make the most out of it.
Down one notch, and that's what you're doing to yourself.
That's what they say about porn too. It wasn't even that good. I was trying to make the most out of it.
No, that's
yeah.
not how it
It's
goes.
the same thing.
Okay, well,
we need to decalcify our pineal glands.
Yes, okay,
no,
probably.
Not November.
No, not November.
Yeah.
You just said it.
Every
I'm not
time
doing
you
that.
guys
tomorrow,
feel frisky, go
starting
for a
tomorrow.
Jog. Hold hands. Put your knee on.
Are you doing No Nut November?
Who's
Tofu?
doing No Nut November?
Tofu, you're up on screen. I did No Nut November all of November. I actually did a month and a half. Are you doing No Nut November? This is getting real
the first
spooky.
Week and maybe 9 days. I could probably I can commit honestly to 9 days.
That's pretty good.
I'm an honest person to a fault.
Well, when you make it to 9 days, be like, can I do 10? 1 day at a time. There you go.
It's like moratorium May when I had to give up drinking and weed. It helped me give up weed completely, and now I'm like mostly I have no.
I'm already.
I have no inclination to want to do weed at all. I do it a
really
few
cool,
times,
man.
but yeah.
I think me and Sam, we both committed to not swearing. That was like our moratorium May thing, because I don't drink or like anything like that. But I think I like lasted like a day and a half, and then I had to start over again because not swearing is actually really hard if you find yourself swearing a lot. So yeah, it's pretty challenging.
Yeah.
Well, on Entropy, we have Diagalonian saying, "I am evil, yes I am." And Barbarian was decent. I don't know what Barbarian is. Is that a horror movie?
I don't know.
I'm gonna have to check that out. Thanks, Jenstein. He says I'm done right now. Well, thank you, Jenstein. I appreciate it as usual, brother. Yeah, man. Are you gonna try to convince me more that demons are real? Because I still don't believe demons are real. I still think you guys are
Pete,
coping.
this is a
Coping and
never-ending
seething,
argument.
Coping
I
and
think,
just
seething.
so you know what you're
Edgy,
getting
if at this
into.
point you don't believe that demons are real, and I don't mean to insult you too harshly here. I think you're not able to understand, like,
because I have
explained it
man
pretty
brain because I'm a
easily to you,
Ken,
man.
and yeah, I'm a dumb
It's like you
blonde,
have to be able to conceive of it, and a lot of the time what happens is that it takes incurring tragedy and then reflecting on your input into how you got there. That's what Gulag Archipelago, that's why that book is so intense, is that because what he's doing is he's trying to recollect all the reasons why he was responsible for putting himself in that position, and then he goes through like different Russian characters and different Russian like ideologies and how they were responsible, and he just shows that it was one big demonic force that pushed them towards that system that required slavery in order for the economy to survive. Right?
That's how you can also discover God too, though, because that's like literally what happened to me. Going through like at my lowest point and then having nothing else but God. So
that's Christmas. That's Christmas. That's right. It will fall on your knees and hear the angels' voices. Right. Oh, night divine. That's the whole idea there. When you're convicted in the faith, right? It's like that's all there is. It's just boom.
Well, you know what? I agree with you guys for the most part. I just think that this Ouija board shit is kind of silly, and I think we ought to mock them for thinking that it's even possible to interact with God's spirit, like spirits that are involved in this reality.
What is that saying?
Such a silly thing.
What's that saying though? Is like the devil's biggest trick was convincing everyone he doesn't exist.
No.
Well,
the devil's biggest trick is convincing him that he did have power with that kind of bullshit from Hasbro.
In Christianity, we believe that we interact with God through Jesus, right? Mm-hmm. And Jesus is like God's will in the flesh, right? So the idea of praying to Jesus specifically is a human form, but before all that, it was the way that man interacted with God was through the angel of God. And if you think of the word angel, it's like a impression of light. That's the idea, is that this is you're getting a certain spectrum of God. You're not getting the whole thing, you're getting an aspect. Right? This is an aspect of God being revealed to you, and they would call that an angel was revealed to me and spoke this to me. That's God speaking to you through an angel, right? Does that make more sense than like people like you talk to God? We talk to Jesus, who came as flesh.
So it's like a conduit.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah. And then
because there's the thing about divine intervention where it's just like I'm hung up on this divine intervention thing where it's just like literally you're gonna go buy a thing from Hasbro and let a demon fucking move your hands around supposedly, and that's the portal into like the physical, into the metaphysical world of all these demons, angels, and God and whatnot. I don't believe that for a second. That sounds absolutely silly.
I guess if I were to try and like rationalize it in a way that involves the metaphysical, I would say that, yeah, there's probably something to do with your mind propelling it, but then the fear that it could be something evil would then make it like you're now in the low mode, right? Because you're now experiencing a passion, but that passion is negative. It's like if you think of vibrations or energy, you have positive and negative energy, right? So high frequency or low frequency. When you think
it's like you're trying to scare yourself.
Like
it's almost like trying to cutting yourself, or like like, getting into a fight so you could feel something, right?
Yeah.
It's a low vibration frequency.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
No, I get it. I get what you're saying. Yeah. No, that makes sense. And I do think there are qualities of experiences in life that, you don't need to get your passions from seeing someone get beheaded. Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
I like the
100%.
white pill at the end of this stream. I do.
Yeah. What is the white pill at the end of this stream? I'd say, hey, let your kids go out and trick or treat. Let them have a good time, and make sure that they're not
taking candy from Sam Walker in a van.
Yes, and they're not getting involved with any diversity Halloween situations, right? Because we got to look out for that at this point in our civilization. But yeah,
white pill is what's it called? It's the inverse right now, where after Christmas, it's like things all are kind of dreary for a month, but like after Halloween, it's like you got Christmas is coming. Like you get 2 whole months of Christmas, man. Like
hell yeah.
It's
only less than 2 months away, and I appreciate you pointing that out. Well, we've had a great time tonight. We've had Ferryman's Toll on early on to do some more black-pilled Halloween stream type stuff, and then we had Uncle Hack come on, and that was an awesome time. And we figured out the mystery of the lesbian bat that were going around. And me and Barbie, Based Ken and Based Barbie, finally made our way out of Barbie world, the gynocentric feminist utopia, and we figured out that living life out here ain't all what it's cracked up to be. And now we're asking all these psychological, philosophical questions, and now I'm arguing with fucking Tofu TV in the last hour of the stream about whether fucking demons are real, and I'm trying to convince her that demons are not fucking real. Like,
you won't convince me.
Yeah,
you won't convince me.
Okay, either way, I'm not gonna bring any demons here. I'll do whatever I have to do to keep the demons out with you. Hell yeah, I do love praying to God, because whether there's a God or not, praying to him and giving some gratefulness and thankfulness to the Almighty is better than doing nothing and being a piece of shit, right?
Just respect him when you do, man. When you do pray to him, just give all the respect you can, and remember that you have to respect him and come to him with that kind of heart, and he'll lead you on the right path from there, man. It's really, really that simple. Just make sure you come to him humbly.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And thank you to Jenstein for all his donations, Diagalonian, Diagagoyam, and Donkey. Bro, we appreciate you all. Thank you so much for all the donations and stuff, and all the support, and everybody in the chat tonight on Rumble, Entropy, and everywhere else. Chucky.
And watch Pete on Friday or Saturday.
Yeah, are you doing a new show on like a new episode?
On Saturday.
Yeah, on Saturday. On Saturday I'll be streaming. I'll put all the links out and stuff Saturday afternoon. It'll be a good time. Probably do for like 2 hours or something like that.
All right, awesome. Yeah.
Cool.
Well,
I'll take off and let you finish your stream, all right? You have a good night, guys.
Okay, well, we're going to finish off right now. Do you want to join us for a bit of the Monster Fash?
Thanks, Pete, for coming on.
You going to do the Monster Fash with us?
What are we going to do?
I was working in the lab late one night when my eyes beheld an eerie sight.
Basically, you have to do this when the
Monster Fash.
Was a graveyard smash.
We do the graveyard fash. We do the fash. We do the thing.
The zombies were having fun.
That's risky territory.
I see what we're doing.
All right. Well, peace out, everybody. I tried it. The Monster Fash. You're an Italian guy. There's a lot of good Italian horror directors, right? All right. Peace out, everybody. Thank you for coming out.
Thanks, Pete.
Appreciate you coming on, Pete.
The scene was rocking, all were digging the sounds. Igor on chains, backed by his baying hounds. The coffin bangers were about to arrive with their vocal group, the Crypt Kicker 5. They played the Monster Mash. It was a graveyard smash. It caught on in a flash. They played the Monster Mash. Out from his coffin, Drax's voice did ring. Seems he was troubled by just one thing. Opened the lid and shook his fist and said, Whatever happened to my Transylvania twist? It's now the Monster Mash, and it's a graveyard smash. It's caught on in a flash. It's now the Monster Mash. Now everything's cool. Drax a part of the band, and my Monster Mash is the hit of the land. For you, the living, this mash was meant to. When you get to my door, tell them Boris sent you. Then you can Monster Mash and do my graveyard smash. You'll catch on in a flash. Then you can Monster Mash.